Thomas Paine, Sam Adams, Benjamin Franklin. These men spoke up for what they thought was right. From their courage came such documents as the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States. From their willingness to speak what was sometimes unpopular but right, we enjoy such liberties as freedom of speech, the right to keep and bear arms, and freedom of religion. There are those who still wish to oppress our freedoms, and there are still patriots willing to stand up and defend life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Men like Zeb Bell, who honor our founding fathers and what they stood for. It's now time for Zeb at the Ranch, speaking up and defending your freedoms. Brought to you by Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers and all of the other great advertisers on the program. And now, Zeb Bell.
With the return home of the 3 hostages from North Korea, I think this morning, fittingly, the 4th verse of the Star-Spangled Banner comes into play. Oh, thus be it ever, when free men shall stand between their loved home and the war's desolation. Blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us as a nation. Then conquer we must, when our cause is just. And this be our motto, in God is our trust. And the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Here comes Kate Smith, and God Bless America, followed by a Patriot with our Pledge of Allegiance. Good morning on a Thursday. And a good morning to you and yours. A good morning with our Americans coming home. And right now, let's go to the phone line in just a moment. Stand by. Zeb at the Ranch, I almost forgot the opening. I got so enthralled with the 4th verse of our national anthem. Zeb at the Ranch, I'm Zeb Bell with our major sponsor, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, all 7 locations with a great big road trip special on the best of tires. And, of course, also some of our great advertisers like Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation at 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley, helping you get back to being you. Right now, it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance. Good morning.
Good morning, Zeb.
Yes, sir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate it. God's blessings to you. Have a wonderful weekend. And right now, let's get the weather forecast on. And that's brought to everybody by K&R Rental at 256 South, 600 West of Heyburn. Hello, Roger and the crew over there. You know, they've got a special washer over there you can rent for washing down buildings, getting rid of all the grit, grime, and everything else that you've accumulated over the winter months. Hey, I'm telling you, lawnmowers, forklifts, power tools, all there for you at K&R Rental on the Burley-Paul Highway. Number to call and find out more, 678-3122. Right now, here's the weather.
Looks like we do have a storm system moving in, bringing along with it rain showers and thunderstorms. Here is your weather forecast for Zeb at the Ranch, and we are looking at partly cloudy skies for today, but as we move through the day and into the afternoon, thunderstorms are going to be possible. We are expecting a high of 70. We are looking at winds picking up as well this afternoon, gusts as high as 22 miles an hour. For tonight, isolated rain showers and thunderstorms, then scattered rain showers after midnight, mostly cloudy skies with a low of 44. For Friday, looks like a chance of showers, about a 50% chance. Winds are going to be picking up as well with a high near 54. Showers likely for Friday nights with a low of 42. Saturday, 70% chance of rain showers, possible thunderstorms in the afternoon, and a high of 53. That's your weather forecast for Zeb at the Ranch.
Great job, Gina. Thank you very much. K&R Rental, 256 South, 600 west of Hayburn. They get there early in the morning at 7 a.m. to serve you right there on the Burley-Paul Highway. All the tools and equipment you need, K&R Rental, 678-3122. Hey, Merv May, come on in here. How are you?
All right. Hey, good set of steer calves there. Here to get all our 31, 1.5, 31, 1.5, and 30.
That's the chant of the world's best doggone auctioneer, and that's Merv May over at the Burley Livestock Sale Yard, 1100 Occidental Avenue in Burley. Sale time today at 10:30 at the sale that works for you. Burley Livestock Sale Yard with Merv May, Cade Rogge, and Lance Udy. And the number to call for consignments and sale information, 678-9411. Today they're expecting some ripping good northern Utah calves coming in, about 40 head of calves weighing 4 to 4.5. And then Tom Ward over to Malta. Hello, Tom. 30 to 40 head of 4 to 500 pounders. Butcher cows coming in from Acme Dairy, P-Bar S Dairy, Funk Dairy, and TLK Dairy. As I said, along with the trailer line run, 10:30 starting time at the Burley Livestock Sale Yard, 1100 Occidental Avenue in Burley, 678-9411. The number to call. Merv, let's sell those steers.
All right. Hey, good set of steer calves there. Here to get all our 31, 1.5, 31, 1.5, and 32, 2.5, 3.5, 134, 4.5, and 5.5, 5.5, 130, 550, 135, and selling $1.35. Zeb Mel, get bottom again.
I'll tell you what, Wheels, if you would please, may we have a good word for Brad Little.
When electing a governor, character counts. That's why Congressman Mike Simpson is endorsing Brad Little. Mike Simpson knows that Brad Little's word is his bond. Mike Simpson knows Brad Little will protect our water rights from radical environmentalists. And Mike Simpson knows Brad Little will keep the Second Amendment strong. Here's Congressman Mike Simpson.
Brad Little is a third-generation Idaho rancher who will fight hard for our conservative values. Brad will never buckle to liberal pressure. He'll stand up to federal bureaucrats who want to take our water and our land, and he'll defend our Second Amendment rights to protect our families and our property. Brad Little is a tax cutter. Brad Little is pro-life. Brad Little is the conservative you can trust.
On May 15th, join Congressman Mike Simpson in voting for Brad Little. A rancher, a conservative, a courageous leader. Brad Little will be the strong governor Idaho needs. Paid for by Brad Little for Governor. Vicki Risch, Treasurer.
And thank you very much. Don't forget this weekend, and we had Ray Bagby on our program yesterday, the Pioneer Village Days. It's going to be Friday and Saturday at Ray Bagby's place, 950 East, 153 South of Declo, sponsored by the Pioneer Hall of Fame. This is going to be so much fun and really a walk into the past, thanks to Ray Bagby and his staff. And, of course, it's free to the public, so try to get over there this weekend. Caller, I'll be right with you. Stand by. Don't forget Ramsey Heating and Electric at 2600 Overland Avenue in Burley, 678-0459. The number to call for the best of heating, cooling, and electrical needs. They've been in business almost 60 years, serving you with the best and the best people. Please get a hold of them today. If you want to call, go ahead, 678-0459. Stop in 7:30 to 5 Monday through Friday. The best. Ramsey Heating and Electric, 2600 Overland Avenue in Burley, where they provide warm winters and cool summers. And also, real quick, don't forget, I'm going to make this announcement because I think I said it wrong yesterday. We are, attention lunch bunchers, it sounds like a blue light special. Attention lunch bunchers, there will be the next lunch bunch next Thursday on the 17th. I'm going to be gone, possibly on the 24th, so we're going to do lunch bunch next Thursday on the 17th at Denny's Restaurant, 611 North Overland in Burley, and 291 Pole Line Road in Twin Falls. America's Diner. You stop in anytime, all the time you're hungry. I'll tell you what, they'll take care of that. Excellent menu, great staff at Denny's Restaurant, 611 North Overland in Burley. Yep, it is America's Diner. Caller, thank you for your call. Go ahead, please.
Yes, good morning, Zeb. You know, the dissidents in this country ought to get on their hands and knees and thank God that somebody like Trump came along to save this country. And one of the dissidents I'm talking about is Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters
did nothing for her own race of people. Now, here comes Donald Trump coming along. He doesn't recognize one color from another. He's done more for the black race than Maxine Waters has ever done.
Maxine Waters is absolutely one of the most repugnant, repulsive, and absolutely dividing human beings on the face of the planet. I have nothing to say good about her, nor will I even attempt to find something good to say about her.
Everyone listening out there ought to thank God, I don't care who you are, about Donald Trump has saved this country from the worst fate imaginable.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot to be had in the future, Tony, and I'm not going to say that problems can't or won't come up. You know that as well as I do. But I'll tell you, for the liberal left, the absolutely filthy minds that they have on the liberal left, the Democratic Party with Maxine Waters, Schumer, everybody else, I have no time for them. I will give them no credence. I will give them absolutely no thought. They are worthless little pimples as far as I'm concerned by the way they have acted, the way they have treated other people, and the way they have tried to destroy our America.
Well, that's what they're designed to do. To kill this country and take everybody with it.
Absolutely. Tony, it's always good to hear from you. God bless you and Mary. I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
I certainly will. You too.
All right, buddy. I will, sir. Thank you. I'm going to say this right now, and surprisingly, there's even people here in this area that are offended when I say this, but I'm saying right now, loud and clear, please turn up the radio so you can understand. Thank God, our American hostages are home. And thank you, President Trump and your administration. I want to remind you, we're going to talk more about that in a moment. Kevin Williams wants your vote May 15th for Kevin Williams running for State Representative District 27. Kevin is pro-Second Amendment and also very pro-teacher support and education. And he's very supportive of our police and agricultural economy. Fresh new ideas for a stronger, more productive Idaho, paid for by Kevin Williams for State Representative District 27. Kevin Williams, Treasurer. And then also, more people we've got to talk about this morning, including Leonard Beck, wants your vote on May 15th to be your District 1 Cassia County Commissioner. Leonard will be your voice for economic growth, protecting property rights, and helping promote education and job opportunities for our youth. Leonard Beck is a lifelong resident of Cassia County, wants to be a strong voice for you. Vote Leonard Beck for Cassia County Commissioner May 15th, paid for by the committee to elect Leonard Beck, District 1 Cassia County Commissioner, Devon Rucker, Treasurer. They are home. Our hostages from North Korea. At 3 a.m. Eastern Time, they landed at Andrews Air Force Base. Our President, Donald Trump, and the First Lady, and others, the Vice President, etc., were there to meet them at the plane at 3 a.m. this morning. God bless this effort. Mike Pompeo brought them home. And we and you and I, we are so blessed to live in this country, America. When I'm not ashamed to say this. I couldn't care less what people with negative thoughts are. But hold on, caller. I'll be right there. When I looked up and saw the video of the plane landing at Andrews Air Force Base, and then the flags, and President Trump shaking hands with them, and these people were so gracious that they were back on American soil. It made me so proud, and I feel so blessed to live in this country, America. And if anybody out there, anyone, condemns this great nation, I hope that you, if you hear them, I will, if I hear them, will rebuke them in the strongest fashion. I say this morning. God bless America. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
You know something, yesterday on the Ingram Angle or one of the shows, they showed a picture of Morning Joe, whatever, Mika Brzezinski, and she was talking about how the president, he doesn't have the stability, the mental stability to do anything. And you see, they know they're so full of it. And all of the things that he's accomplished, we don't even hear about ISIS because it's a non-issue anymore. It was done, and it's just over with.
No, don't say that, Randy. Randy, don't never say something is over with, because there's always going to be a determining factor of somebody trying to prove that statement wrong. But Mika Brzezinski is nothing more than a blonde dodo bird that falls into lockstep with a liberal left philosophy of hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump, and to hell with the United States. I have no time for that woman.
Well, the thing of it is they know they could see that the accomplishments in 16 months, what he has done under the pressure he's been under, and then they say he sits around and drinks Diet Coke and watches TV.
Yeah.
No, he's so busy that it isn't funny. He's rewriting how to be a president. But you see, what scares you is, are there going to be people aware enough to know better? I have a neighbor lady, she's older than you and I, and she listens to CNN or MSNBC, one of the two, I think CNN, and she hates him because she doesn't even know the truth, and she's a good friend of ours.
Well, wait a minute, Randy. And Wheels, turn Randy up a little bit because he's very faint in my headset, please. But, Randy, why is there hate for a man that has done so much for the economy? Why is there hate for a man and his administration that have done so much to defuse a very potentially dangerous nuclear threat with North Korea? Why is there hate for a man that brought our hostages back home? Why is there hate for a man that has taken the unemployment levels to the all-time lows in this country? Are they just stupid people or what?
I just got to go back to what I've said before. When they came here from Eastern Europe, they knew that they wanted to implement communism into our country, socialism, any kind of degrading thing they wanted. And after all these years, they're watching it being shredded. And you see, they just don't know. They have no other game plan. They just throw fastballs right over the plate, and Trump just keeps cracking them right over the fence.
I agree.
So the thing of it is they just have no other game plan. There is nothing left. But you see, in this midterm is the key.
I agree.
And people are aware, and let's hope they are, that not only will we gain in the Senate, we will hold the House, and who knows, maybe gain in the House.
Give me one. Wait a minute, Randy. Give me one short, not more than 30-second wrap up here. Why? Why would anybody in their right mind, which leads a lot of questions available, vote Democratic in the primaries?
I can't imagine. You know who Jason Whitlock is?
I do.
He is...
Quickly.
Well, if you listen to what he said to Tucker Carlson, he is totally in on our side, and he says it's a dirty shame that black Americans continue to be duped, and they are willingly duped, like Kanye said. Well, apparently it was a choice.
I totally agree with everything you said this morning, and I'm glad you brought up some of those other points we'll discuss more about later on. Randy, good to hear from you. God bless you. Have a great day. Thank you, sir. And when I sound a little bit short on time, I am. So I apologize. We'll try to keep everything as brief as possible. But I want your phone calls, please. Right now, I want to remind all the seniors that living at home can have a lot of risk, including being lonely, isolation, safety hazards with injuries, poor nutrition. Pop-Tarts are not good food, and missed medication, etc. Please remember that Pomerel Place, a place for senior living, offers the ability for seniors to maintain their independence both safely and comfortably. Call and find out more. 677-8212. That number again, 677-8212, Pomerel Place, a place for senior living at 1301 Bennett Street in Burley. Also, quickly reminding you about our friends at Dino Septic Service. Hello, Oh, Dino's. I'll tell you what, they are really expanding, getting bigger to serve you with all the septic tank pumping and the backhoe service and sewer and sink drain lines cleaned, liquid waste removal, septic inspections. Oh, the list goes on. Fast, fair, friendly service to you. Absolutely, I can attest to that. Numbers to call, 436-6526, or in Burley, 678-1638, with a big truck that says smells cargo on the way. Dino's Septic Service, you get a hold of them today, okay? In just a few minutes, we're going to have a couple of guests at our station. Like I said, I'm really short on time because of the political ads and everything today, but I want to have a couple of ladies talking about an event that's going to be taking place tonight, and we're going to go to them right after. Wheels, are they in the studio, and are the microphones ready?
No, sir, they haven't made it in yet.
Okay.
But, actually, Sharon just walked in. So
all right, good. Get her set up, and I'll come over there in just a second. I want to remind you, too, about Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation at 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley. And if you have any aches and pains, recovering from surgery or an accident, whatever, I know these people can help, and they will help you. Headed up by Nick Greenwell and all the physical therapists. They are the best, and they've got the only hydrotherapy pool around to get you better and feeling more like you. Call for an appointment today at 678-1191. Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation in Burley. Absolutely, and I stand behind this. They are the best. Caller, I'll be right there. Stand by, please. I also want to remind you about more of our great politicals running for office. May 15th, re-elect Tim Darrington as Cassia County Commissioner, District 3. Tim knows that Cassia County has a lot to offer with its heritage and history, and he wants to help move the county forward. Tim Darrington has been very involved in updating county policy, reimbursement, and in updating Cassia's software. Re-elect Tim Darrington as Cassia County Commissioner, District 3 on May 15th, paid for by Darrington for Commissioner, Gail Erickson, Treasurer. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Go.
Good morning, Zeb. You know, this deal with these hostages coming home is such a wonderful thing.
It is.
And Donald Trump is the greatest president since Ronald Reagan. I testify to that.
I absolutely am so proud of what was done. I don't know how it was done, and I really don't care. I don't think we gave away the farm. I don't think we gave away anything. I think that the negotiating powers of this administration, proven with his business acumen, have proven Donald Trump to be very, very sharp. And for these dim-witted, dim-brained Democrats that keep condemning everything, they should be the first ones in the line saluting the flag and saying thank you this morning.
Yeah, they just keep harping on World War III.
Yeah.
This man's going to cause World War
III.
Instead of giving him the credence that he deserves for what he has done, and they can say, oh, this was going to happen anyway. This was originally set up by Obama. Bull. Baloney.
Most of the turmoil and the tumultuous activities and verbiage that's going on today is caused and elaborated by the Democrats that are absolutely nothing but crybaby babies in diapers that need to be changed.
It really showed up in this Haspel hearing there. The Democrats were so crazy. And I was so proud of our Senator Jim Risch, who come on there and told how great this gal really was.
Right. Keith, I'm going to sound rude, and I don't mean to, but I know you realize that I'm under tight time constraints. I have some people waiting at the studio right now to come on the air. I appreciate your call back, but I have to get to that, if you would, please.
Go get them.
All right. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Don't forget, when you get somebody really good that serves you, really serves you and takes care of you and is absolutely serving the state of Idaho, you keep them in office. And I'm talking about integrity serving you with the re-election of Representative Fred Wood, District 27 on May 15th, paid for by the committee to re-elect Fred Wood, Steve Westfall, Treasurer. I'm going to go over to the main studio right now, and hopefully everything's all ready to to rock and roll, and I say good morning to, I believe, two ladies there, Sharon Hardy-Wilmot and Teresa Toner. Are you there this morning?
Yes. Good morning, and yes, we are.
How are thou?
We are great on this beautiful sunshiny day.
You've got a special event coming up in Albion, I believe, tonight. Both of you kind of share the chore right here and tell us about it quickly.
Yes, I'm going to introduce to you Teresa Toner. She is the president of the Albion Historical Society. Hi there.
Good morning, my dear, and don't you dare have stage fright because you're on my program, and we'll keep it comfortable. What's going on up there tonight?
Well, we've got a special program, and, you know, the Historical Society in Albion is a little bit different than just a museum. We like to honor the history and keep it alive of the legacy that our pioneer ancestors have left us, and so we're doing it by teaching history, and that's what we're doing tonight. Our program has kind of got twofold. We're going to first teach the history about a man that made a huge impact in the state of Idaho, and that is Frank Riblet. And our program is called Liquid Gold, and it's the water and lifeblood of agriculture. So we're focusing on the agriculture, and so we hope the farmers will take a break from their fields and come up and learn all about the history of how we have the things today when it used to just be a desert.
You know, Teresa, that
was one of the first surveyors in this area.
Okay.
And the first paid school teacher.
Really?
Yes. Albion had 3 school districts when there was just the first 12 families that moved into the valley. So education's huge, and that's what we like to do.
Well, let me ask you this. It's going to be tonight, I understand, and it's the annual meeting for the Albion Historical Society, and it's going to be at the, Albion Civic Center tonight, starting at what time?
At 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
It's at the Civic Center because we want to be able to seat enough people to be able to hear Mr. Steve Pearson, who is a local surveyor, and he has some of the artifacts back from when Frank Riblet first did surveying.
Wow. And what year was that, by the way, ladies, when all this surveying started?
1870s.
Wow.
Before Twin Falls, before Minidoka, before Cassia County. He's the man that helped instigate all of the surveys of the farms and the agriculture and the canals and the Minidoka County irrigation project. So it's very worthwhile.
Well, tell us a little bit about, both of you jumping in here real quick before I have to do a commercial break. The Albion Historical Society, why have one, and what has it done in the past, and what about the future?
We have one because we're trying to keep the footprints of our history alive. We start and we teach. Our History Center is a learning center. And they come in, they learn about the footprints of history, which, of course, starts with our native history, and why Albion was there. What kept everybody from going on down to the gold, and that was because food was plentiful. It was a beautiful, peaceful valley. The Indians taught the white boys how to hunt and fish, and the history is just amazing.
Absolutely.
In fact, Chief Pocatello's family wintered there often in the Albion Valley.
Wow. So basically what you're saying is up there in the Albion area, not only is it a plethora of historical knowledge and value, but I mean, it's something worth a lot of people don't understand, and they should learn about it by going to this meeting tonight.
Exactly. And if you forget your history, you have no roots, you have no basis for your plan for tomorrow.
That's happening on a national level right now, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
Now, is there...
Albion is the base. It was the hub and it was the base before Burley, Twin Falls, any counties, everything, because of the route that it took to get from Utah up into the other areas.
Absolutely. Now, give us again the reason and the time and everything else. Is it free? Is it open to the public?
It's free. It's open to the public. We want everyone to come, our youth. We've even had FFA programs up there teaching about this liquid gold. And this is our annual event for the Albion Historical Society at 7 p.m. in the Albion Civic Center, which is across the street from the park. Steve Pearson is our guest speaker, and we want them all to come. We will have refreshments, light refreshments, water, light. Liquid gold. We've got to have that liquid gold there. And like I say, this is free to the public. We want everyone to come, 7 p.m.
You know, I want to thank both you, Teresa Toner and Sharon Hardy Wilmot. And believe me, Sharon, I have to bite my tongue every time to say it correctly.
I know, but it's so exciting.
But I'll tell you what, that's tonight, annual meeting for the annual Albion Historical Society, and it's free to the public. Don't miss it. Very informative. Ladies, I wished I had more time, but Sharon, you can equate to this. I don't. So thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
God bless you both. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Hey, don't forget, Idaho needs Nonini. Bob Nonini for Lieutenant Governor. Vote May 15th for proven effective conservative leadership. Bob Nonini has 25 years' experience in local and state Republican politics. He believes in quality, affordable health care and, of course, parental choice in education, and wants to create a positive business climate with limited government involvement. Vote for Bob Nonini for Lieutenant Governor on May 15th, paid for by the committee to elect Bob Nonini, Lieutenant Governor, Treasurer R. Scott Hogue. Thank you very much. There's another man that I guarantee you, every time I've asked for help or asked for information, he has always been there to help out, and I'm talking about Senator Kelly Anthon. He's running unopposed this year, but I urge you to go vote May 15th for Senator Kelly Anthon, District 27. Proven leadership, I mean that, with strong conservative values. Senator Kelly Anthon wants to preserve our Western small-town way of life, serving you in the Idaho Senate. Kelly believes in low taxes, the Second Amendment, and minimal government in our lives. Remember to re-elect Kelly Anthon, Senator, District 27, on May 15th, paid for by the committee to elect Kelly Anthon, Idaho State Senate. Calls are welcome and appreciated. 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. There was a news story put out by the Media Research Center this morning, and I'm just going to read some of the, the sentences that were involved in this story about the 3 American prisoners released from North Korea. Thank God. And all our families and friends who prayed for us and for our return. Then they also read in their statement, God bless America, the greatest nation in the world. That felt good. I'm going to say it one more time. For the liberals out there that always want to be a detracting source of drawing away from the pride in this country, God bless America, the greatest nation in the world. There. I feel a lot better. Calls welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. I want to talk to you about what's going on right now this morning with colleges and universities across this country that are doing everything they can to destroy the First Amendment and our Constitution. Stand by. I'll get to that in a moment. Don't forget Barry Equipment and Rental, Sales, Service, and Parts, 159 West Highway 30 in Burley with Juan. By the way, good old Juan, I'm telling you, he took a couple of tumbles, and we just want to wish him well. Send him a card over there at Barry Equipment and Rental and tell him everybody says, hey, get better, buddy. And, of course, there are other locations, are 465 Addison Avenue West in Twin with Eli and up in Nampa. And they've got all the equipment rentals and all the retail equipment sales for you. Stop in, see them today. They've got a whole herd of bobcats over there, new and used excavators for sale or rent, all shapes and sizes. Don't know how to run one? Don't worry about it. They've got a sandbox out behind the business to teach you. Barry Equipment and Rental, Highway 30 in Burley, Twin Falls, and in Nampa. You stop in and see them today. Oh, and by the way, there's going to be a big sale Saturday. Hang on. I got to get my papers over here. Woo-hoo. I feel like I'm running a race here this morning trying to get everything done. Bennett Boys Auction Service going to have the big Myers Estate auction over at Hagerman this Saturday starting at 10 a.m. Excuse me. That cough will not go away. And it's going to be right there in Hagerman at 28 183 Ritchie Road, and they're going to have all kinds of sporting items and tractors and vehicles and trailers and farm equipment, shop tools, lawn and garden supplies. Holy cow! And antiques and furniture. This is a sale you do not want to miss. This is a great sale Saturday, starting at 10 a.m. over in Hagerman. Look for the signs, Bennett Boys Auction Service. No sale too big, no sale too small. The Bennett Boys, they sell them all. It's going to be a good one. All right, give me a call, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. Over 200 colleges and universities, as we speak today, are allowing what they call a biased response team to operate on the college campuses. And I'm not talking little bitty colleges. I'm not talking remote eastern colleges. I'm talking colleges all across the country, including majors like the University of Michigan. What they're doing is that they're allowing roaming, I'm going to call them thugs and punks, to go all over the campus, and if somebody reports, well, I heard a word that shouldn't be said, and I want to report that guy over there wearing that yellow T-shirt and that red hat, get him! Honestly, this is going on. And they're also going after people that might have a different thought. Maybe they have conservative thoughts. Maybe they're sitting there and they're talking about certain situations with the Trump administration. These biased teams, response teams, are literally going up, getting the names of these people, turning them in, and I'm not making this up because I've got the sheets right here in front of my hand, and these Gestapo-type boards are saying, you better clean up your act or we're going to have you expelled from the college. What? In America, land of the free, home of the brave, with our rights. And they're telling us we got to shut our mouth, not say certain words, can't say certain phrases, can't expand on your thoughts about certain issues. This is nuts, and every one of these stupid Gestapo police people should be literally locked up. Your thoughts, caller. You're on the air. Caller, talk to me quickly. Go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, Zeb. The First Amendment and the Second Amendment under severe attack. And, of course, people need to get the Constitution out and read it. But I wanted to comment about, the release of these prisoners and the response from people like Chuck Schumer saying it was a mistake or it's just a trap. These people got to get real. I'm sorry, but the other thing is, of course, the Iranian deal, backing out of that. I mean, good grief. The reason Obama and Hillary are so upset about that is the fact that, they negotiated this thing without congressional approval to begin with, so that's why Trump was able to nix the deal. But at the end of their prayers, the Muslim prayers in Iran, they burn an American flag and say, death to America.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, that's pretty, violence against us. And Trump is a smart man, and I think he knows what these people are all about.
Well, I'll tell you what, right now, Adrian, listen to me, please, listen to me, because I'm short on time and I want to get your points in. Yes, he is a very smart man, but the fact is, we gave, through the Obama administration, $150 billion in cash on great big planks sent over on an airplane for what? So they could continue terrorism and continue killing. It's about time we stopped this stupidity in this country, told the Democrats to go sit down in the corner and shut up and get something done right.
You're absolutely right, Zeb. I mean, this is the whole deal. This is the Democratic platform, and it's worse than that. Barack Obama, he admitted to George Stephanopoulos, and other times he slipped. He says about his Muslim or his Islamic faith, and he keeps pretending. I still people think he was a Christian. I don't think he ever attended a Christian church. But this is the whole deal. He was helping out his buddies that want to conquer the world.
Yeah.
You got to realize that.
Well, I do appreciate your remarks this morning. As you know, I'm really tight on time, but I say this, and I'll say it every hour if need be. God bless America, and thanks to the Donald Trump administration. Thank you, Adrian, for your call. Thank you.
That's absolutely right, and we need to hold our politicians' feet to the foot, or to the fire, feet to the fire, to get it straight here. But, they uphold the oath, Article 4, Section 4. We're being invaded by not only the illegals, but by Muslims coming in here that want to set up camp.
I agree with you. Thank you, sir. Have a great day. I appreciate your comments. Thank you very much. Thank you. Don't forget, re-elect Clark Kaufman as your District 25B representative to the legislature. Kaufman has served on the Revenue and Taxation Committee, Transportation and Defense Committee, and the Resources and Conservation Committee. Honest, hard-working man, very capable. Remember to vote on Tuesday, May 15th. Clark Kaufman for State Representative, District 25, Seat B. Debbie Kaufman, Treasurer. Wheels, can I have this good word for Representative Fred Wood?
Integrity serving you. Re-elect District 27 Representative Fred Wood on May 15th. Fred has protected the economic value of Idaho's water. Fred has worked diligently to increase education funding and higher teacher salaries. Fred has stood firm for tax cuts and low taxes with a small, efficient government. Re-elect Fred Wood. District 27 on May 15th. It's true. Integrity serving you. Paid for by the Committee to Re-elect Fred Wood, Steve Westfall, Treasurer.
Let's find out how the weather is going to be changing possibly today and through the bulk of the weekend. And we're going to have the weather right now brought to you by Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids. And they're located right behind the Minidoka Hospital across from the emergency room. And the number to call, I urge you to call for a hearing screening, 312-0957. They are dedicated to serving people with hearing loss of all ages and their families. And I know these people, they are excellent. Dr. Pickup and Dr. Mitchell, the best. Number to call, 312-0957. Caller, I'll be there in a minute, but right now, here's Gina with the weather.
Looks like we do have a storm system moving in, bringing along with it rain showers and thunderstorms. Here is your weather forecast for Zebeth Ranch, and we are looking at partly cloudy skies for today, but as we move through the day and into the afternoon, thunderstorms are going to be possible. We are expecting a high of 70. We are looking at winds picking up as well this afternoon, gusts as high as 22 miles an hour. For tonight, isolated rain showers and thunderstorms, then scattered rain showers after midnight, mostly cloudy skies with a low of 44. For Friday, looks like a chance of showers, about a 50% chance. Winds are going to be picking up as well with a high near 54. Showers likely for Friday nights with a low of 42. Saturday, 70% chance of rain showers, possible thunderstorms in the afternoon, and a high of 53. That's your weather forecast for Zebeth Ranch.
No, thank you, Gina. And don't forget, for your hearing health, the best people to go to and talk to, of course, Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids. They can and they will help you. Please give them a call, make an appointment, 312-0957. 0957, the number, Mount Harrison Audiology and Hearing Aids. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Go.
Good morning. We got to take a few moments off from political ads and have lunch. A good place today or tomorrow or any day is at the Senior Junction on South Overland. Today we're having sloppy joes and the trimmings, and tomorrow it's pulled pork and all you can eat every time. Have a good one, and thank you, Zeb.
You know, Joe, you're getting doggone good at delivering the menus over there at the Senior Center. I'll tell you what, I might have to hire you, so I'll give you a call. I'm not going to pay much, but you do a good job.
We have good meals there every day. So
right.
We need the support of the community to keep that seniors going.
Absolutely. Joe, I respect everything you're saying. God bless you, my dear friend. Take care.
Have a good day.
Thank you. That is such a nice man right there. And he's talking about the Senior Junction on Overland. Great, great meals. Stop over. Enjoy. Nice people. Calls welcome, 436-2244, 1-866-927-4587. How would you like to be sitting in the city park? How would you like to be sitting perhaps in, let's say, a movie theater before the theater movie begins? Or maybe at a concert? Or maybe at the fair? and you're talking politics, or you're talking about something going on that's relevant to the world today, and someone, I don't like what you said. I don't like the words that you used. I don't like your thought pattern. I'm going to turn you in to a biased response team. This is what's happening on college campuses. And these dim-witted millennials have no concept of the freedoms that they are trying to jail up and throw away. They don't understand the value of a free speech society. They don't understand the value of the Second Amendment. They don't understand the complete values of our Constitution because they're being led by liberal left professors and so-called teachers that basically want to see an overthrow in this country. And to allow a Gestapo-type attitude with biased response teams, there should be a complete revolt. And underline what I said, a complete revolt against these people trying to curtail our freedoms. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Quickly.
Good morning, sir. Sorry I've been with some customers this morning.
That's all right. Make the money and send me a check. Thank you very much.
You got it. It's in the mail.
Okay.
But, yeah, these people, it's a one-sided deal. They're all-inclusive. Yeah, let's get in, but no, don't say anything that hurts my feelings because then I'm going to turn you in.
Yeah.
I mean, the door swings both ways.
Okay, let's come up with a scenario here real quick, Doug. Let's say that right now you and I start talking about DACA, the Dreamers, or illegal aliens coming into this country, and the profound hurt that it causes on our welfare system and our money, etc. Okay, there, we've put those things out. Oh, the thought police and the biased response teams are going to come after us. We're in trouble, Dougie.
Yeah, because we're saying something, we're speaking facts, but they're worried about feelings, and that's the trouble with the liberalism is they go on feelings. That's how they make their decisions. They don't go on facts. And if it hurts somebody's feelings, then it must be their feelings.
Liberalism,
feelings, they don't care.
Liberalism isn't really liberalism. It's not an acceptance of accepting a liberal mind policy. It's not an acceptance of your views or my views. It's a very closed door and very clandestine movement. It's our way or the highway. It's not liberalism.
Exactly. It's communism.
Right.
It's exactly what it is. And you read Alinsky's, what is it?
Rules for Radicals.
Exactly. You read that. This is right in there. How you control people. How
Absolutely.
you can take people over.
And
political correctness is part of the rules to take this nation over and bring it down.
Absolutely. And I tell you this, I make a promise that I will pull the plug on this program before I will ever adhere to anything on the liberal left or political correctness. I will never slide into that cesspool of filth.
Exactly. They're trying to take down the First Amendment and the Second Amendment, and we lose those, we've lost them all.
I got to run. Doug, I tell you what, I'm on fire. My tail's on fire. I got to catch up on time. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, God bless. Let's do what we can for our senior centers. Next week, I've got something to talk to you about that's going on a raffle, so I'll get with you on that.
All right, Doug. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Don't forget Terry Kramer running for re-election as Twin Falls County Commissioner. He believes in a very strong and prosperous Twin Falls County, and he wants to help with the visions for the future to ensure that it stays that way and address the major issues and work for you. Terry Kramer running for re-election for Twin Falls County Commissioner, the best choice. Paid for by Terry Kramer for Commissioner and the Treasurer, Les Prater. We also want to acknowledge, of course, our major sponsor. We couldn't do it without them. They are the best, and they are the best. Your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, all 7 locations serving you, and they say, you getting ready for a road trip? Get out of Dodge City? Well, I'll tell you what, they've got all the tires for your safe driving, for your car, your pickup, your SUV, your horse trailers, boat trailers, whatever. I'm telling you that you just go in there And you tell them what you need, or they'll help you find what you want, and they believe in your driving safety, along with the best in brake service and front-end alignments and shocks and struts and batteries, all of this and more, with the best of service at all 7 locations. Lane and Rupert, Dave on Blue Lakes and Twin, Mike and Buell, Mike and Jerome, the Twist family in Paul, Daniel on Poline in Twin Falls, and Randy on Overland in Burley. Got to get him back on the air. Don't forget the best, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. Right now, this word for Tommy Ahlquist, and then my good buddy Wheels will take us up to CBS News. Good morning and welcome back. Hour number 2 on a Thursday, May 10th. Good morning, Zeb at the Ranch, brought to you by our major sponsor, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. All 7 locations serving you with a great big get ready for a road trip with the best of tires for your vehicle. And don't forget, too, some of our great advertisers like Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation at 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley, helping you get back to being you. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, this good word for Brad Little.
When electing a governor, character counts. That's why Congressman Mike Simpson is endorsing Brad Little. Mike Simpson knows that Brad Little's word is his bond. Mike Simpson knows Brad Little will protect our water rights from radical environmentalists. And Mike Simpson knows Brad Little will keep the Second Amendment strong. Here's Congressman Mike Simpson.
Brad Little is a third-generation Idaho rancher who will fight hard for our conservative values. Brad will never buckle to liberal pressure. He'll stand up to federal bureaucrats who want to take our water and our land, and he'll defend our Second Amendment rights to protect our families and our property. Brad Little is a tax cutter. Brad Little is pro-life. Brad Little is the conservative you can trust.
On May 15th, join Congressman Mike Simpson in voting for Brad Little. A rancher, a conservative, a courageous leader. Brad Little will be the strong governor Idaho needs. Paid for by Brad Little for Governor. Vicki Risch, Treasurer.
Thank you very much, and don't forget Kent Searle wants your vote to become District 3 Cassia County Commissioner on May 15th. Kent Searle, lifelong resident of Cassia County, has the experience of being a farmer and a dairyman and the service to you as an EMT and first responder, and has gained your trust serving on the Ag Advisory Committee and the Gateway Powerline Committee. Kent Searle says, together, we can make Cassia County even better. Kent Searle for District 3 Cassia County Commissioner, May 15th. Dan Gammon, Treasurer. Don't forget, too, over in Jerome County, re-elect Roger Morley, Jerome County Commissioner, District 3. Roger Morley has always said, yes, we can when it comes to being pro-Jerome County. He understands local folks and local problems and wants to continue to work for Jerome County with a pro-jobs, pro-ag, pro-people attitude. Re-elect Roger Morley, District 3, Jerome County Commissioner on May 15th, paid for by the committee to re-elect Roger Morley, Lorraine Morley, Treasurer. Right now, let's run via the phone line right over to the Mini-Cassia Chamber of Commerce and the new director, and she's doing a wonderful job, Sarah Seymour. Good morning.
Hi, Zeb. This is actually Shaylee. Sarah's in a meeting, so you get me today as Membership Services Coordinator.
I always feel like I'm playing Russian roulette sometimes because I never pick it right, but it's nice to have you back on the program, Shaylee. What's going on?
Thanks, Zev. So a couple of things that we have going on this last week. We've had some new members join. We just want to recognize them. Continental Loans in Burley, Element Heating and Cooling in Burley, E Street Deli in Rupert. If you have not gone down there, it's on the square. I advise you to go try Ryan's Food. It's amazing. Gem State Entertainment and Sawtooth Floral. A big thing that we have coming up for all of our members is June 12th at the Chamber from 10 a.m. to 4. We're going to have an open house here, and you can come and ask questions about the website. You can meet the new CEO, and we're going to have 2 ribbon cuttings that same day at the Chamber for Pose and Post Pics photo booth, and then Sawtooth Floral will be there that day as well to do their ribbon cutting. Another exciting thing we have going on today that you don't want to miss is the Chamber Member Monthly Luncheon. That's at Stotz Equipment in Burley. The speakers are Debbie Critchfield, Scott Bedke, and Wayne Hurst. We're going to have a political panel, and we will open it up to a question and answer period. So that should be a good time if you guys can make it down today. That's at noon at Stotz in Burley. And then the next Chamber Member Luncheon is June 14th, and it's going to be at Minidoka Memorial Hospital, and it's going to be on the Monsanto mining project. So if anybody's interested in that, members and non-members can attend that luncheon. There's just a fee associated with it, so call the chamber, and we'll help you out and get you all registered for those.
Holy cow. I mean, there is so much going on, and it sounds like you've got some really great new businesses coming in. That chamber office, you better oil the door because it's going to fall off the hinges.
I know. That's what we're hoping. We do have our visitor center here. It's open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. We have so many great gifts and souvenirs. Stop by, get some water before you hit the walking trail right by the chamber. It's a great time. So stop by and see us.
Shaylee, let me ask you, are there any longer range projects or events coming up that you want to highlight this morning? Something maybe not this month, but maybe going into the month of June, et cetera?
Yeah, we do have our Mini Casual Scramble for Commerce, which is our golf scramble that we hold annually. It's at the Burley River's Edge Golf Course this year, and it's going to be Wednesday, June 20th. Shotgun is at 9, and it is a chamber event, member event only. So if any chamber members want to get signed up for that, call Jackie at the chamber, and she can get you all squared away. We are still looking for some event sponsors. And if you are not a member and you're interested in golfing in that, please contact me, Shaylee, at the chamber, and I can get you set up with membership.
I'll tell you what, you folks over there do a wonderful job. And are you getting a lot of people coming in from not only the United States, but other foreign countries that have never been here before?
We got a lot last year when we had the eclipse come through. We had quite a few visitors from outside of the United States, so that was exciting. Sometimes we get some. A couple weeks ago we had some people from Australia, but other than that, it's just mostly inside the United States.
Wow. Well, how can people not only call to find out how to join the chamber, but your office hours, everything else? Give us that information.
So we are located at 1177 7th Street in Heyburn, and you can call us at 208-679-4793, or you can jump online to our new website, www.minicasualchamber.com, or you can jump on any one of our social media sites, Mini Casual Chamber of Commerce.
I'll tell you what, for a backup pinch hitter, you did a great job, Shaylee. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Zev. Have a great day.
God bless. Minnecasia Chamber of Commerce, and thank you very much. Don't forget our friends at Hanson Mortuary at 710 6th Street in Rupert with our dear friend Joel Heward, the manager, his family, and his staff, serving you and your family with very flexible hours to be there and help you. Absolutely. Hanson Mortuary over in Rupert. And when there's the passing of a loved one, they are always treating you with the highest ethical standards with unquestioned integrity. Call the number today, 436-5636. That number again, 436-5636. Hanson Mortuary. And Joel Heward also serving you at Morrison Payne Funeral Home on East Main in Burley. Wheels, may we please have the good word for Bob Nonini.
Bob Nonini, candidate for Lieutenant Governor, a principled conservative, successful small business owner, legislator, and leader in Idaho. Bob Nonini has earned a 100% rating from the American Conservative Union and received an A+ rating from the National Rifle Association. Bob Nonini, Idaho roots, conservative values, proven results.
Hi, I'm Bob Nonini, and I'm passionate about becoming your next Lieutenant Governor. Being an Idaho native, I grew up understanding the values of hard work and dedication. Growing our economy means providing quality, affordable health care to everyone. I opposed Obamacare because I know that here in Idaho, we can and will do better. Competition and transparency for consumers is key to keeping our health care costs low. Idaho needs strong leaders who allow their faith, experience, and integrity to do what is necessary necessary in creating a better life for our residents. Experience matters. Experience counts. The choice is clear. Idaho needs Nonini on May 15th.
Paid for by the committee to elect Bob Nonini for Lieutenant Governor. R. Scott Hogue, Treasurer.
And thank you very much. Don't forget what I've been telling you about. And yesterday we had Ray Bagby on my program, and the Pioneer Village Days over in Declo is going to be this weekend, Friday and Saturday. And I just absolutely encourage you to get over there. It's free to the public, and you're going to learn about the Old West over there with Ray Bagby and his staff at 950 East, 153 South of Declo. And this is sponsored by the Pioneer Hall of Fame. And it's free to the public. Enjoy. You're going to learn a lot over there at the Pioneer Village Days this weekend. One more word I'd like to get in right now. Don't forget, vote for Wayne Shank, Minidoka County Commissioner, District 1 on May 15th. Wayne has extensive agricultural and business savvy and has been involved with the Minidoka Highway District, planning and zoning, and the Minidoka school system. There is a great opportunity in Minidoka County for future planned growth, and Wayne Shank wants to help. Vote May 15th for Wayne Shank, Minidoka County Commissioner, District 1, Leadership and Vision. Paid for by the committee to elect Wayne Shank. Stephanie Merrigan, Treasurer. Right now, this is one of my favorite times on Thursdays. Seriously, I've learned so much, and I've had an opportunity to meet so many nice people at Cassia Regional Hospital. Let's take a listen and find out your friends and neighbors serving you at Cassia Regional.
People caring about you and your health care in the most professional and progressive ways. That's Cassia Regional Hospital, located at 1501 Highland Avenue in Burley. In a moment, we'll introduce you to just one of the many dedicated medical experts serving you at Cassia Regional Hospital. Today's program, right after this. Cassia Regional Hospital provides you and your family excellent health care answers and services. They're right here, close to home. That's right. Cassia Regional Hospital offers the latest technological advances in medicine, like their new oncology programs and telehealth, which uses electronic information and telecommunications to promote long-distance patient and clinical health care. Your friends, your neighbors. Cassia Regional Hospital, 1501 Highland Avenue in Burley. Quality care, close to home. Right now I get a chance to talk to a really nice lady that is the exercise physiologist at Cassia Regional Hospital. Good morning, Sandra Birch. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you, Jeff?
I'm really good, but now explain to me in language I can understand, what is an exercise physiologist? What do you do?
Well, here at the hospital, I work with cardiac rehab patients, and those patients who are ones who have had heart attacks, open heart surgeries, stents, angioplasties, valve replacements, some congestive heart failure patients, and now we're starting to work with peripheral artery disease.
Wow, it sounds like a day in the life of Sandra Birch is fairly busy. When you talk about exercise for heart patients, and I had a heart attack about 4 years ago, what would you tell people? Sometimes after a heart attack, they're scared to move because they might have a little twinge in their chest or whatever, but really exercise is the key, is it not?
It is. Exercise along with a good diet. Smoking is number one. If you smoke, you need to quit smoking. That's the biggest benefit. But when you've had a heart attack or anything to do with the heart, exercise is vital because the heart is a muscle and you actually need to strengthen the heart.
Okay, so now when you talk to people, are there various degrees of exercise because of the severity of the heart attack? I mean, how do you sit down, Sandra, and plan out a exercise schedule that will be beneficial?
Initially, you need to look at the person. There are some that come in who are more physically fit, more capable of actually exercising. A big advantage for a person who has had a heart attack and exercise is they're more ready to exercise afterward.
Okay, now explain that a little bit. They're more ready to exercise afterward. You mean maybe they've led a sedimentary life and they haven't done too much, and then all of a sudden this is a wake-up call? Explain that a little bit.
For those who haven't exercised, and this is a big wake-up call, it's harder for those individuals because they're not already into an established exercise routine. It's hard to get people motivated if they haven't had to exercise or felt the need to before.
Okay, but now here you go. You have a heart attack. Now, I've been very active all my life, and I exercise every day. I ride horses 4 or 5 days out of 7, etc. Had a heart attack. And then I thought I was doing everything right. Now, I did cut back on a lot of my wrong eating habits, etc. And I feel right now today stronger than I did 6 years ago.
See, and that's part of the benefit. After you've had a heart attack, if you can increase your activity level, follow a diet, like quit smoking like I mentioned, and gradually build up the heart muscle and continue to keep it up, then you're going to feel a lot better for a longer period of time.
Now, you bring up a really interesting point there, Sandra. Build up the heart muscle. Are you saying that if a person has heart disease or a heart attack and they diminish part of the working area of the heart, they can actually build it back up and strengthen it?
Yes. Ejection fraction, that's the amount of blood that is pushed out of the heart. If you strengthen up your heart muscle, you're better efficient and better able to push the blood out of the heart as the heart gets stronger.
Okay, now, what about the exercise program itself? What are some of the exercises? Kind of give us an explanation, a day in the life of Sandra Birch at Cassia Regional Hospital. What do you do and what do you tell people?
When they first come in, I hook them up on telemetry, electrodes, so we can monitor their heart and what it actually does when they come in. The telemetry is kept on them the whole time they're exercising so that we can check for arrhythmias, fast heart rate, slow heart rate, any changes in the rhythm. We monitor blood pressures, like I said, watch the heart rate, and also the oxygen saturations to make sure that stays up at a good level.
Okay. And then what about actual exercise? Now, I try to get out. I'm not going to go I in this program, but with some of the things that I do, I love to get up in the morning and lift weights, repetitive fast weights, and then go out for a nice long walk. What else can I add to my regime that would help me?
Biking is a good exercise, swimming, and the big thing you have to remember for anyone, if you don't like what you're doing, you're not going to do it. Like for you like to walk, you enjoy walking, and so that's a good exercise for you. But if you hated to bike and I said, you need to ride that bike, you're not going to stick with it as much as you would otherwise.
So do you get the patients to come in and diligently listen to you, and do they come in every week and work with you? Give us kind of the parameters as to how you help these people that have cardiac problems.
For the most part, they come in 3 times a week. We have a set time, a set schedule. We start them out slow, like I said before, strengthening the heart, building up the muscle, and gradually increase the exercise duration and also how hard they work when they come in.
Okay. Now, do you monitor everything and kind of watch what their heart rate is, et cetera, while they're doing the actual exercise?
Yes. So it's on a monitor so we can actually watch and see what the EKG looks like and what they're doing when they exercise. And it's nice to take the blood pressures so we can see the blood pressures going up like it should and it's not dropping too low.
Now, you mentioned diet a little bit ago, and we've talked about it with other people at Cassia Regional also. What about diet? I mean, what are some of the do's and the don'ts and stay away from, and what can you eat, what can't you eat?
Fruits and vegetables are one of the betters. You want to stay from processed foods, a lot of salt. Salt's really bad because it can cause water retention, which is not a good thing for the heart, and especially if you have congestive heart failure.
You know, Sandra, when you talk about salt and you talk about products that you buy, maybe to cook at home, etc., what is a rule of thumb on salt content on the various products? What is good, what's acceptable, and what should never be used?
Well, I couldn't tell you for fact what you shouldn't use, but try not to buy anything with added salt into it, because a lot of processed foods already have salt in it, and that's what makes them preserve longer.
Okay. But a good exercise program and good food and healthy habits, you're saying that even after a heart attack, a person doesn't have to be negative and go, oh, woe is me. There's still a bright light at the end of the tunnel.
That's right. Everyone who has had a heart attack, if they can just establish an exercise program, number one, quit smoking, and follow a good diet, you can cut down your chances of actually having more heart problems. It's not saying you won't have something happen, but it cuts down the odds.
Absolutely. And if they have questions for you at Cassia Regional Hospital, how do they get in touch with you and learn more about you being an exercise physiologist?
Well, I work in the physical therapy department here at the hospital at Cassia. And in order to see, and come in for rehab, you actually have to have a doctor's order to come in and be started into the program. And the program varies. For the most part, people come in for 36 sessions, which is actually 4 months. Mm-hmm. And by that time, people have pretty much established a pretty good exercise regime, a habit that they can do at home also.
Is there one last question, is there a certain time frame, like 20 minutes a day, 20 minutes a morning, 30 minutes a morning? Is there something, or just to get the heart rate elevated, is that still the best exercise?
To get the heart rate elevated and to maintain your heart rate at a level. To start out, I don't exercise people, for an hour or 30 minutes. We start off gradually. Some people can maybe even go 6 minutes because they haven't been exercising, and just slowly build up from there.
Well, Sandra, I want to tell you how great it was to hear you on the program, and I'm sure if people have questions, they can contact you at Cassia Regional Hospital. Sandra Birch, exercise physiologist, thank you for being on the program this morning.
Oh, you're welcome.
Tune in every Thursday at 9:18 right here on Zeb at the Ranch for more about the people and the healthcare services at your Cassia Regional Hospital, 1501 Highland Avenue in Burley. Quality care close to home.
Thank you very much. And if you get a good horse, you ride it. If you get a great representative for District 27, you keep him. Don't forget, re-elect Fred Wood, District 27 on May 15th. And, of course, Fred Wood, integrity serving you. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Fred Wood, Steve Westfall, treasurer. Also want to remind you, too, about our friends over at Ark Animal Hospital, Dr. Bill and the crew. Good morning, 750 21st Street in Heyburn. Oh, my goodness, they're a mixed animal practice, meaning big or small, they love them all. They love to help you with the animals and the health of your animals. Remember to get your livestock dewormed before you turn them out to pasture, and get your pets vaccinated for flies and ticks. All of this information with Dr. Bill and the crew at Ark Animal Hospital in Heyburn. They have the warm hearts for the cold noses. Really good folks. Want to also remind you, too, about our friend Clark Kaufman. Yes, he's running for re-election. Representative Clark Kaufman running for re-election for state representative in District 25, Seat B. Kaufman believes in building consensus through common sense. He has voted to protect your Second Amendment rights, bit my tongue, it hurts, voted to promote fair and reasonable tax laws, and voted to create a business-friendly climate in Idaho. Vote Clark Kaufman on May 15th for state representative, District 25 Seat B, Debbie Kaufman, treasurer. Lots of things going on over the course of the next few days leading up to Tuesday for primary day. And I also want to remind you that on Tuesday next week, we'll have, of course, Vicky's Country Garden at 9:30 right here on this program with Gardening for Idiots, named after me. Well, I'll tell you what, Miss Vicky can answer all your gardening questions, and they've been celebrating 21 years in business. So be sure and tune in next Tuesday at 9:30. Vicky's Country Garden, 185 South, 600 west of Paul, and the number to call, 438-5663. Don't forget to get over there and buy Mom a Mother's Day present. That's coming up this Sunday. Don't forget, okay? Let's see what else have we got here real quick. Oh, there is going to be a great big sale on Saturday managed by my friends at Rogge Auction Service. And Cade and the rest of the crew, these are really good, sharp folks that are going to handle the Beth Franks Living Estate Auction. It's going to be this Saturday starting at 11 a.m. at 251 North Highway 24 in Rupert. The Beth Franks Living Estate Auction, trucks, automobiles, motorbikes, trailers, guns, lawn and garden equipment, shop tools, really, really good equipment, household items, miscellaneous items, all of this and more starting at 11 o'clock this Saturday, May 12th at 251 North Highway 24 in Rupert. And you can call Cade and the crew at 431-0074. Rogge Auctions absolutely do a fantastic job, and that sale coming up on Saturday. In just a moment, we're going to have Rita Ramsey on our program, but I also want to remind you about Ben Crouch. And Ben, of course, is running for Jerome County Commissioner, District 1. Ben Crouch says it's time for a fresh approach in Jerome County leadership, and he is the man for the job. Ben has the business knowledge and the ability to solve problems, and his decisive leadership will help Jerome County. Vote for Ben Crouch, Jerome County Commissioner, District 1 on May 15th, paid for by the committee to elect Ben Crouch Treasurer. Lots of good folks are running. We're going to go to the phone line, and I'm going to have to interrupt with a couple of breaks during this half hour, but I absolutely look forward to having her on my program every Thursday. Good morning to the lovely Rita Ramsey. How are you? Rita, are you there?
I'm here.
I don't think they turned you up. Well, it's good to have you on the program this morning. How are you anyway?
I'm real good.
I've got to ask you, I've got so many topics I want to get into, but I woke up this morning at 4 o'clock, turned on the television, and to be very honest with you, I believe in patriotism. I believe in our red, white, and blue. I believe that God blessed America in the past, and hopefully he'll bless us again. But when I saw those 3 hostages from North Korea getting off the plane with our president there to meet them at 3 in the morning, I said, God bless America. This is the greatest country in the world. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely, and then I can't help but reflect back and see what would have happened 2 years ago if that would have happened. I doubt he would have got up in the middle of the night to go meet them.
Well, you know, that's speculation, but I have a tendency to agree with you 1,000%. But, Rita, you and I have talked about Trump on many occasions during the nomination process and during the campaigns. I was not a big fan of Donald Trump. You were not a fan of Donald Trump. But you know something? Let's be honest and give man credit. Number one, our economy is absolutely growing. The unemployment rate is at the lowest of all time. We're seeing more of a national response and a national security, and people are really getting involved in saying, yes, we can. We are Americans, and we can do it. I've got to give a lot of credit to this man, and the return of these hostages puts him right at the top of the list.
Absolutely. The thing of it is even though I was not a big fan of him to begin with, I did vote for him, and I've been in his corner ever since because he has made a lot of good decisions. There's a few things that I'll kind of go, I don't know, but most of the things that he's done, I've been pleasantly surprised and pleased with.
Let me ask you this. We are seeing so much dissension in this country. We are seeing so much hatred by the liberal Democrats. We're seeing I don't care about America, I'm just going to hate Trump and I'm going to do everything I can to stop him. I'm going to try to impeach him attitude. I'm just about at the boiling point with these stupid liberal Democrats that absolutely are not helping America. They're trying to hurt it.
Well, they are. It's just really sad, but that's the kind of world we live in now.
But for the future, I mean, look at Gina Haspel running for the CIA post of leadership, and some of the absolutely repulsive questions and thoughts some of the senators displayed yesterday. I would not pander, if I were her, to their ignorant remarks. I would just look them in the eye and say, Mr. Senator, that's the way it is. This is who I am, and I can do the job.
Well, actually, in some of the clips and parts and pieces that I was able to hear, I think she did that for the most part, because that when that Kamala Harris just kept, do you think it was moral, the things that you did? And it's like, so get off of it. And I felt like that she, without telling her to go fly a kite, I think she did pretty well holding her own. And the other thing is that it just really makes me mad that they would start acting like that everything that the CIA did when they were trying to extract information, and McCain didn't make it any better because he said, yeah, they're doing this. Well, everything that they did was legal, it was approved, and they were able to extract information from our enemies. And so if it's legal and they extract information, what else are you supposed to do?
Rita, let me ask you this, and I think we've talked about this in the past. It's kind of a recap of a past question. But I will make the statement first and then ask you this. You're a grandma and a mother. I'm a grandfather and a father. If I found out that my children or my grandchildren might be in harm's way because of terrorist activities, and there was the capturing or I was in the vicinity of a terrorist that knew the information, I guarantee you, Rita, I would go to any limit, and I mean that when I say it, any limit to get the information necessary to save my family and my community. What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. And anybody who doesn't, it just makes you wonder, what are you thinking there if they don't want to do that? I'm a mama bear, and if anybody comes after my kids or my grandkids or my family, I'm right there with the big claws ready to grab them and say, no, you're not going to come close. And like I said, I know that the things that the CIA did were legal. They were approved, and they were able to reach and get information. So I don't know what anybody else thinks. I would strongly recommend that people start reading a little bit and learning a little bit of information instead of just going by the seat of their pants, of which I think most of these senators have done, that we're asking the stupid questions. They obviously don't know anything, but there's a book, it's that Rodriguez guy who was kind of in charge of all of it, and I read that book, and he talks about having to do the hard things, but how they had psychologists and people sitting right there watching them, making sure that they were not breaking the law in any shape or manner. And for these Democrats to just act like, oh, you were in there just breaking the law and breaking their legs and their knees and smacking up their hands, and I mean, it's repulsive.
Well, the sanctimony from these liberal Democrats like Kamala Harris is so revolting to me, to think that they would sit in judgment over someone that was trying to protect our country and trying to protect our American citizens. What does that tell you about the Democratic Party if they ever regain control?
Well, it tells you that they're pretty loudmouthed, and I've heard a number of people comment on this yesterday saying, you know what, those people who yell and scream the loudest about how horrible it is and how horrible people are and things that are going on usually have the most to hide. We've seen that happen here recently, where there's a lot of people that things are starting to come out, and they were kind of yelling and screaming about this and that and the other, and you're terrible, to do with like any of the morning show people or the MSNBC people and some of the people that, have been excoriated for their things when they were excoriating other people, and the same deal with that Schneider guy, whatever, Scheider sweater. Anyway, the Attorney General guy in New York, who has been really the advocate for women, and all of a sudden he's the abuser,
Absolutely. Let me have just a minute break, 60 seconds. I'll be right back with you, Rita. Don't forget, when you have the need for life insurance, health insurance, retirement planning, and employee benefits, I know people that will serve you, help you. They are dedicated and responsive to your needs. We're talking about Cameron and Siemens Insurance, Highway 24 in Rupert. The number to call, make an appointment, and let them help you, 436-4424. That number again, 436-4424, Cameron and Siemens Insurance, Highway 24 in Rupert. Also over on Highway 24 at 270 Highway 24, don't forget our friends at Let's Ride. Oh, they've got all the fun. Yes, they do. The four-wheelers, the side-by-sides, all the accessories, and they want you to get out and enjoy outdoor Idaho. Stop over and see them today. Nick and Randy, the whole crew. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, Saturdays 9 to 4. Let's Ride. 270 Highway 24 between Rupert and the World, where the fun is sold. Rita, I want to ask you a little bit about this North Korea situation and also the Iranian nuclear deal. Not treaty, but deal. It never was a treaty. I absolutely look at the Trump administration and I'm saying, you know what? 4 months ago, we were on the verge of worrying about a nuclear holocaust with North Korea. Now we have this morning 3 hostages coming home. Now we have negotiations. We are canceled out of the Iranian treaty, and the heavy repercussions against Iran with different sanctions economically are going to hurt that country to the point where I think it's going to bring them to the table. What are your thoughts about what's going on with this administration?
Well, I think this administration is much like the Reagan administration, and everybody remembers what happened on Inauguration Day in 1983 when Reagan was inaugurated. By noon, the hostages were let loose, and yet they'd been in captivity for 444 days under Carter. It's called peace through strength. And I think that Trump exudes that same strength that Reagan did, saying, we're not going to take a bunch of crap from you, so you better just be watching out because we're the tough guys and we're going to take matters into our own hands if we need to.
You know, and what about the Democrats, again, the Schumers and the Pelosi's and the other ilk that are always sitting there going, oh, you can't do that. Why, that breaks the mold. Oh, no, you're just pushing us closer to nuclear holocaust. As a matter of fact, I think the needle is swinging the other way. We are looking at a respect for America that we haven't had for over many, many years.
Well, that's really true. And, you know, I really loved George W. Bush. I thought that he was an excellent president, which we needed somebody strong and good and to lead us through that 2001 9/11 attack that we had and a few other things. And I really liked him, but he was not the type that would get up there and say, hey, you better get back in line or you're going to be in big trouble. And if you don't believe me, this is what's going to happen. And one example of that is, remember when we had the thing that led up to, you're going to see shock and awe. And then it was kind of like, so what was shock and awe? But the military had their hands tied, and George W. Bush did not own up to what he said and what he meant. And I think Trump is showing them that he does when he's not listening to the news media and taking any kind of, well, let's see, I'll tally one for the news media today, and I got one in. It's Trump's going, hey, I'll just do an end around. I don't need the news media here. I've got my tweet machine, and I'll just keep on tweeting.
Do you know people in your neighborhood or through your business that are just continually going to be negative about Donald Trump and the accomplishments? Or are they consenting and conceding that, yes, this administration has done a lot in a little over a year?
Maybe I'm protected, but I haven't met anybody that doesn't like Donald Trump. However, my husband does see that a former friend of mine is really anti-Trump on Facebook, but I don't do that, so I can't say that I've met anybody that was anti-Trump.
You know, it's interesting, and I've said this on the air many times, you've probably heard me, that I willfully get out my cell phone number, and I'll even repeat it now, 312-2976. And it seems like the left and the Democrats have no courage to call during the program, go on the air, and arbitrate about various issues, but they will call afterwards and condemn me or send nasty emails. This seems to be the rat-like attitude and personality of the left in this country. They can't stand to have a face-to-face confrontation and really debate the facts.
Well, that's true, and the thing of it is they can't debate the facts because the facts are facts, and it's the truth. And, they were talking about the blue wave. Well, they've dropped in their Democrats opposing Trump kind of thing from, 13 or 14 points. Now they're up to only 6 points difference, and that does not bode well for elections. And it just goes to show that they can yell and scream and holler all they want, but the facts are the facts, and things are way better. The economy's going better. Trump's been able to take control. He's been able to say, we're not going to continue on with that Obama thing that he signed when we were, when we were having him as our president, but we're done with it, and I just signed out of it. And it takes a lot of nerve and a lot of leadership skills to do something like that, and I have to commend Trump for doing that.
Let me ask you this, real short question, then I got to do a weather forecast, but how could anybody not sit there and understand the lowest probably of all time unemployment rates, a better economy, a better security for our nation, better things planned for the populace of our nation, and how could they sit there and go, well, I'm going to throw him away and vote Democratic? I don't understand this.
Well, it's all just a bunch of muster. They don't mean it. They're not going to be able to do anything, and that's their way of saying, I oppose it, and okay, that's fine, but, things are going way better, and you can't ignore that.
Absolutely. Rita, again, give me just a moment here. I'd like to remind everybody, re-elect for State Senator District 24, Lee Hyder. Lee was on our program this past week, and he won the 2018 coveted award of being the top senator, and I appreciate him being on our program to talk about it. Don't forget a man that wants to keep serving you for District 24 Senate seat, Lee Hyder, paid for by Lee Hyder for Senate District 24. And also, Wheels over at the station, would you please play this good word for Representative Fred Wood? Wheels, are you there? Good morning.
Oh, yes, sir. Hold it.
May we please have the good word for Representative Fred Wood?
Re-elect Representative Fred Wood, District 27. Here's Fred's views on money and politics.
Zeb, 85% of Idaho citizens believe we should have more financial transparency and disclosure in our political system. As chairman of the Interim Committee on Campaign Finance Reform, I will continue to work tirelessly to bring real transparency and disclosure to money and politics in Idaho.
Vote May 15th. Representative Fred Wood, District 27, paid for by the committee to re-elect Fred Wood, Steve Westfall, Treasurer.
Let's talk about the weather real quick. Phillips Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company, bringing you the weather, providing accounting services to the Mini-Cache area for well over 50 years. Tax return preparation, tax planning, financial statement preparation, all of this and so much more by people that say thank you for all the business you gave them during tax season. Phillips Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company, with offices in Burley and Rupert. And right now, here's the weather.
Looks like we do have a storm system moving in, bringing along with it rain showers and thunderstorms. Here is your weather forecast for Zeb at the Ranch, and we are looking at partly cloudy skies for today, but as we move through the day and into the afternoon, thunderstorms are going to be possible. We are expecting a high of 70. We are looking at winds picking up as well this afternoon, gusts as high as 22 miles an hour. For tonight, isolated rain showers and thunderstorms, then scattered rain showers after midnight, mostly cloudy skies with a low of 44. For Friday, looks like a chance of showers, about a 50% chance. Winds are going to be picking up as well with a high near 54. Showers likely for Friday nights with a low of 42. Saturday, 70% chance of rain showers, possible thunderstorms in the afternoon, and a high of 53. That's your weather forecast for Zeb at the Ranch.
Thank you very much, and brought to you by Phillips Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company. As I said earlier, providing accounting services to the Mini-Cache area for well over 50 years. The best serving you, with offices in Burley and Rupert. Phillips Oaks, Goodwin, Crane, and Company. Rita, I had a story on earlier this morning that was very chilling, and it's taking place in an estimated over 200 colleges and universities in the United States, to where there are biased response teams that patrol the campuses, and if they hear someone use a word or a phrase or express a thought that's not politically correct, these response teams can turn them into the administration, say that they are hate mongers and bigots, and maybe even get them expelled from college. What kind of ridiculous is this?
Well, they're just following the mainstream, and I don't know exactly who it was, but somebody it might have been last week, I think it was earlier this week, though, said something about, well, Trump should have to do such and such, because even if he wasn't involved in the Russia collusion thing, he was thinking about it. So now we're punishing people for thinking?
Well, what scares me is you and I could be sitting with our spouses on a bench on a campus, and we could be talking about conservative viewpoints. We could be talking about how we do not, I'll say in my case, do not respect, nor do I want the growth of the Black Lives Matter group in this country. I think it's absolutely insidious. And all of a sudden, we could end up possibly behind bars.
Well, that's why you've got to make sure that people know and observe the First Amendment. They know what their constitutional rights are, because it's not what you think, and most of the time it's not what you even say, it's what you do. And for there to be these thought police, whether they're on college campuses or those who are, having a big microphone in the media saying, well, I'm sure President Trump was just thinking about colluding with the Russians, so that ought to be something. And they need to get have him come and testify, and we need to find out if he was really thinking about it or not. Because if he was, then he's wrong, and it's kind of like thinking.
Well, Rita, let me ask you this part of it, though. I mean, when you look at this situation, where is a group that's supposed to be as protecting all these rights? The ACLU. Why aren't they jumping in and saying, how dare you stymie free speech?
Because it's not the right party. If these were people that they were definitely shouting out for and being advocates for and recruiting, it would be a whole different story. But they're not, so they keep their mouths shut and hide.
Well, we're in a situation here where I don't know why a group of students or a student hasn't pushed the envelope and said, I will stand here. I will, in very polite conversation, mention my thoughts and how I feel about certain subjects, and you cannot do anything about it. If you wish to try, let's push the envelope. Why isn't somebody having the backbone to say that?
Well, I don't really know, because it makes me kind of just curious why you've got so many Republicans and there's like 3 or 4 that are willing to stand up and say anything. There are very few times even our own representatives haven't done a lot of stuff. You find out, well, Crapo and Risch, why are you not, saying too much? And I realize that Risch got up and, defended the CIA thing from yesterday, but there's been a lot of stuff going on that our congressmen and our senators could have had some say in it, and so it's kind of like Mike Simpson. Where are you?
Absolutely.
Where are you, Senator Crapo and Senator Risch? Are you just in the limelight are you just hiding from the limelight, or do you believe it? Or are you with everybody else, or what's your stance on this? They're not saying anything.
I absolutely agree with you. And, I wished I had more time. I wanted to talk to you about California homes being forced to put up solar panels, and I wanted to talk to you about a cheerleader story, but I'm flat out of time, and we'll have more time next Thursday, and I'll try to get into those. Rita Ramsey, thank you for being on the program this morning. Thank you so much.
You bet, and thank you. I'd just like to remind everybody to get informed and go and vote on Tuesday. Thank you.
God bless. Thank you very, very much. Right now, I also want to remind you there's going to be a lot of fun things going on tomorrow and Saturday at Mad River Laser, right on the historic Rupert Square, and that's at 502 East Street. Don't forget Mad River Laser. This is really a unique store, and they're going to have what they call Meet the Artist, and they're going to have personalization artist Charlene in there, customizing your gifts for Mother's Day weekend. You better get over there. 10% off on your gift shop purchases at Mad River Laser. You stop over there tomorrow and Saturday. Meet the artist, okay? This time of the day, as you are well aware, I get a little hungry because we get up early in the morning, and I am a little bit hungry and starving to death. Well, I'm going to tell you some great places to go. How about the AC Drive-In at 601 East Main in Burley? Listen to this, shrimp and small fry just $7. Famous Farmer Brown burgers and all kinds of delicious fries and sauce and the different shakes. Oh, it's delicious. AC Drive-In. Stop in. Celebrating over 55 years of serving the community at 601 East Main in Burley. Well, how about Taco Bandito with the breakfast burritos of scrambled eggs, bacon, and sausage, cheese, onions, tomatoes, sauce, all on a tortilla shell. The coffee is always on, and it's delicious at Taco Bandito. And check out those new pork burritos, too. Woo! Knock your boots off great. Taco Bandito, 2301 Overland in Burley. Let's move over now to 2 locations of Burgers Etc. 124 South Oneida in Rupert and 700 Overland in Burley. Medium spicy chicken combo with fries and drink, only $5. And every Sunday at the Burley location, shrimp dinner, only $5.99. Great people, great food. Burgers Etc. in Rupert and Burley. And let's not forget Steve-O's at 290 South, 600 west of Heyburn. Food made the way you love it. Delicious buffalo burgers, and you're going to love all the salads. And oh my goodness, now that they're outside and they're able to sit on the patio, you can enjoy music and great food and a wonderful atmosphere at Steve-O's, 290 South, 600 west of Heyburn. You stop in and see them this week. Those are just a few great places to go when you're hungry and starving to death. Right now, we're going to send it over to this good word for Tommy Ahlquist and then the news from CBS. Oh, good morning, good morning. I hope your day is going well. Zeb at the Ranch, I'm Zeb Bell with our major sponsor, your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. All 7 locations serving you. Get ready for a road trip. They've got all the tires for all your vehicles. And don't forget some of our great advertisers like Burley Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation. 1263 Bennett Avenue, Suite 2 in Burley, helping you get back to being you. Wheels, could we please have this good word for Brad Little?
When electing a governor, character counts. That's why Congressman Mike Simpson is endorsing Brad Little. Mike Simpson knows that Brad Little's word is his bond. Mike Simpson knows Brad Little will protect our water rights from radical environmentalists. And Mike Simpson knows Brad Little will keep the Second Amendment strong. Here's Congressman Mike Simpson.
Brad Little is a third-generation Idaho rancher who will fight hard for our conservative values. Brad will never buckle to liberal pressure. He'll stand up to federal bureaucrats who want to take our water and our land. And he'll defend our Second Amendment rights to protect our families and our property. Brad Little is a tax cutter. Brad Little is pro-life. Brad Little is the conservative you can trust.
On May 15th, join Congressman Mike Simpson in voting for Brad Little. A rancher, a conservative, a courageous leader. Brad Little will be the strong governor Idaho needs. Paid for by Brad Little for Governor. Vicki Risch, Treasurer.
And thank you very much. Don't forget, too, Carl Hansen wants your vote May 15th to be your Minidoka County Commissioner. Carl has the leadership experience as a hospital CEO for 29 years, 18 of which were at Minidoka Hospital. He's an organizer and a communicator. Carl Hansen wants to address the challenges in Minidoka County and help solve them. Paid for by the Carl Hansen for Minidoka County Commissioner Committee, Jason Gibbons, Treasurer. Also, we've got just a moment here. I want to remind you Kent Searle wants your vote to become District 3 Cassia County Commissioner on May 15th. Kent Searle, lifelong resident of Cassia County, has the experience of being a farmer and a dairyman and the service to you as an EMT and first responder, and has gained your trust serving on the Ag Advisory Committee and the Gateway Powerline Committee. Kent Searle says, together we can make Cassia County even better. Kent Searle for District 3 Cassia County Commissioner, May 15th. Dan Gammon, Treasurer. And coming up in just a moment, Cassia County School Days. Stay tuned for that, and we'll give our guest on the air here in just a moment. Ben Crouch wants your vote to become Jerome County District 1 County Commissioner. Ben Crouch says it's time for a fresh approach in Jerome County leadership, and he's the man for the job. Ben has the business knowledge and the ability to solve problems, and his decisive leadership will help Jerome County. Vote for Ben Crouch, Jerome County Commissioner, District 1 on May 15th, paid for by the committee to elect Ben Crouch, Treasurer. It is time for Cassia County School Days, and we're very, very happy and proud to have two sponsors of our segment on every Thursday. A Child's World at 1308 Overland in Burley with all the greatest of baby clothes and baby furniture, and they've got 5-piece boys suits starting for size 2 at just $52. It's a family store. Puzzles and games and toys, everything at A Child's World, 1308 Overland in Burley. And also for your outpatient surgeries, do not forget Ambulatory Surgery Center at 1344 Highland in Burley. Life-saving colonoscopies and ear and tonsil surgery, arthroscopic knee surgery, all of this and so much more. Call them and find out how they can save you money at 677-8888. Ambulatory Surgery Center, along with A Child's World, bringing you School Days in Cassia County. And with us on the phone right now, we have from Burley Junior High School, the 8th grade computer science teacher, Kay Wynn Cottle. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Kaywin, give us a little background of you and your class and what you teach, etc. Tell us a little bit more about computer sciences.
Well, here at Burley Junior High, we offer a general computers class to all of our 8th grade students, and then I also offer some elective classes through a partnership with Code.org, in which my students are learning to code. They're learning to code applications, they're learning to code games, and they're learning to code web pages.
Okay, now I understand Debbie Critchfield sent me some information this morning that you recently returned from a learning experience at MIT, and believe me, Kaywin, you're way above me in pay grade on knowing about zero robotics. What in the heck is all this?
Well, MIT is a sponsor along with NASA in offering a summer opportunity for students in the Cassia School District to use the Ziva Robotics. It's a program that we offer on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, starting in July. It'll be July the 9th through August the 10th. And we are teaching the kids how to code for the International Space Station. They're actually building code that will be ran by the astronauts during a competition on August the 10th. We will attend the competition in Boise. Our students will have a whole field day there in Boise to see their code ran against other schools and other teams.
Okay, now wait a minute. You're talking to a 70-year-old cowboy, Kaywin, building code. What does that mean? Give it to me in very lenient, explanatory terms.
Well, at MIT, they have the Kindergarten Lifelong Learning Center, in which students learn to build code using something that looks kind of like Lego blocks. So they take these blocks and they put them together on the computer in order to build their code, which will actually be ran by the machines or by the satellites. So they're just basically learning how to use the Lego blocks or the snapping together of the code blocks in order to run programs and solve problems.
Okay, so what is the ultimate goal and or educational experience that these children can get, retain, and use later on?
For the Ziva Robotics, they're learning problem solving, they're learning teamwork, they're learning about our solar system, they're learning about our NASA programs, they're learning about the astronaut programs, they're learning to work with astronauts. There's a couple of astronauts here in Idaho that actually help support this program. Our kids will get to meet the astronauts, so they get a really good experience with seeing what technology
where technology can take them in the future for a career opportunity.
Okay, Kay-Wen, fess up. How in the world did you ever get started in this field?
I love puzzles. I love cryptic quotes. I love trying to decipher things, and that's pretty much where I started from. I ended up working for eBay. I was one of their first employees in Utah, and from that, I really built my skill set as far as a coder and a programmer, and that's where it's come from for me.
Okay. Now, you used to work, as you said on the cheat sheet here, a Google employee. Is that correct?
Actually, it was not a Google employee. I was an eBay employee.
I see. Are you concerned, Kay-Wen, be honest with me on this question, are you concerned that our kids and our society today has got their nose into a smartphone or a computer all the time, and we're really losing a lot of value of life?
I do have a huge concern for that, and there's curriculum out there for digital citizenship. We are trying to bring more of that into our classroom across all grade levels, starting even at the elementary level, because these kids are getting access to tools that they really don't understand the power of and the problems that can come with that power.
You know, let me pursue that a little bit, and you're such an excellent and educated person on this subject, but privacy. Do you share the same concern I do, Kay-Wen, is that they can see me, they can see you, 24/7, 365. They know what we say, they know what we do. I'm really concerned with an Orwellian approach to all of our lives because of a lack of privacy. What are your thoughts?
It's very difficult to try to keep yourself private, to try to keep any of your personal information from becoming part of your professional. It's also intertwined now that it's really difficult to be able to see yourself as just a private person that's insulated from the rest of the world. I don't see how a person can even think that they don't have a digital footprint, because no matter if you are online or not online, you've created just through accounts or interactions that you've had with other people that are using technology. So you have a digital footprint even if you're not quite aware of it.
Let me ask you this then. When you teach these kids and you're talking about zero robotics and you're talking about building a code, etc., do you also try to instill in them to keep their own human personality involved in this thing so we don't all turn into little miniature robots?
Absolutely. And the different ways that we go about problem solving, we actually do most of our problem solving offline. We use grids, we use data sheets, we use templates, we use all kinds of tools to act out the situation or the scenario before we even get to the coding part. So we try to figure out how this will look and what it would look like before we get into the computer and start building our code for it.
When you look at space travel and or astronauts and what might take place in the future, I guess I could say a very dumb statement, but how high is up?
Wow, who knows? Our kids will figure it out for us, though.
And there are no limits, are there?
There really is no limits. For my kids to be able to be a part of the International Space Station as a sixth grader is mind-boggling for me, because I didn't have any of these kind of opportunities until I got to college.
Wow. What about the kids when they sit there and they go, Miss Cottle, what are we going to talk about today? And then you just start blowing their minds with this kind of concept about robotics and different codes, etc. Do a lot of these kids, their jaws drop down and go, holy buckets? Do they understand everything?
Oh, no. They don't understand everything. Currently, in my beginning computers class, we're working with spreadsheets. And I've been blown away just by the lack of general knowledge that a lot of my kids have today. For example, the terminology inventory, stock, forecasting. But remember, these are young kids that don't have work experience yet. So by getting them familiar with the vocabulary now, they can start thinking about, okay, where is my career going to be? Maybe I'm not going to be an astronaut, but these are still tools that I'll be using when I'm working at Stokes or when I'm working at Smith's or when I'm working at any place that I go to work. These are some of the tools that I'll still be using.
Give me a real short story about maybe a student that absolutely came up to you and said, Miss Cottle, I like this, I know this, I understand this. Have you had a lot of success stories so far?
We've had wonderful success stories. And I had a young lady that I'd love to have had her speak with you, and maybe in the future you can, or a couple of other students. But we're getting awards next week, and this one young lady is going to be getting my Student of the Year award from me for my computers class, and she has built her own web pages. She's taken what she's learned in art class, she's digitized it, and she's built her own web page to share her knowledge and her portfolio of all the art that she's built this year.
My. Would you do me a favor and come back in the future? Because you're talking to an old man that you could really get me to sit up and take attention, because I don't understand a lot of this, but I admire your teaching. I admire what you're trying to teach the kids, and it sounds like the sky's the limit. Kay Wynn Cottle from Burley Junior High School, thank you so much for being on the program this morning.
And there's a community program that I'd love to talk to you about.
I'll look forward to it.
Your listeners, so please do have me back.
Yeah, please. And I'll tell you what, get a hold of Debbie Critchfield, and we'll get a rescheduling to have you back and talk about that. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Wow. I mean, when you get to talking about robotics and building codes for the space station and everything, woo, I'm out of my league. But we're going to learn. We're going to learn. Thank you very much to Kay Wynn Cottle from Burley Junior High School on our program, Cassia County School Days, brought to you by A Child's World at 1308 Overland in Burley and Ambulatory Surgery Center at 1344 Highland in Burley. Number to call, 677-8888. Don't forget that Terry Kramer is running for re-election as Twin Falls County Commissioner. Twin Falls County is strong and prosperous, and he wants to make sure with his leadership as County Commissioner it stays that way. He wants to address the major issues and work with you and for you in Twin Falls County. Experience matters. Keep Twin Falls County strong, prosperous, and successful. Vote Tuesday, May 15th for Terry Kramer for Twin Falls County Commissioner, paid for by the Committee to Elect Terry Kramer, Treasurer Les Prater. Thank you very much. One other good word before we get wrapped up on going to our business salute momentarily. I want to remind you, too, about Mad River Laser. I told you about this earlier, that tomorrow and Saturday they're going to have a special artist over at the store at 502 East Street in Rupert, right on the square at Mad River Laser. It's called Meet the Artist, and the artist Charlene is going to customize all your gifts for Mother's Day. It's coming up this Sunday. Don't forget, Mom, the most important person, right there. Treat her with some great gift giving from Mad River Laser and stop over and meet the artist Charlene. That's this Friday and Saturday, and 10% off your gift shop purchases at Mad River Laser. Well, without further ado, right now, let's go back to the phone line, and we're about ready to meet with one of my good friends, and he is at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More over in Burley. Jeff Bronson, how in the world are you?
Well, Zeb, I'm doing well. How are you doing this morning?
You know, I'm telling you, I got bit with the spring and summer bug, and it's hard to sit inside. What's going on in your world?
Well, you know, it seems like we have the same thing going on here, so we've got the perfect thing for this time of year, Zeb.
Okay, tell us about it.
You know, when you start going outside and you start thinking, wow, this is a good time to make all the changes, we have recently, Zeb, brought in some new floor covering. Many people know it as LVP, or luxury vinyl plank. This new flooring replicates wood, but it's vinyl-based, so it is waterproof, it's low maintenance, it looks great, you can install it yourself, and it's inexpensive.
Wow.
And we carry the largest selection in the Valley in stock right now.
Wow. I don't know how you keep up with everything on your inventory, regardless of whether it's carpeting or floor covering or all the furniture items and everything. You must sit there until 1 o'clock in the morning just twirling a pencil under your chin.
It does feel like that some days, but we do manage. Zeb, you've been in the store, and so we carry a large selection of the hard surface. We also have vinyl. We carry carpet. In fact, we carry a huge selection of carpet here in stock in the store and also in the warehouse. So when a person wants to come in and purchase the floor covering, you can actually see what you're getting. You can actually feel it. You can actually purchase it, and you can take it with you today if you wish. We have great installers. We do installations, multiple installations every day. You're also welcome to use your own installers if you wish, but all of our carpet right now is also on sale.
You know, the last time you were on the air, and I forgot to mention this, a lady called after you were on the air, and she said, well, does it take a long time for the installation of the luxury vinyl planks? And I said, you know what? I'll ask Jeff on the air, and he can tell us about it. What about it?
Well, now it depends on what you want to do. Let's say that you want to do a weekend project. Well, let's say you come in Friday evening. You look at all of the products that we have on the here in the store right now. In fact, we have large displays on the floor so you can actually see it assembled. You buy the amount of cartons or boxes that you need. You take them home. You put them in the room, and you've got them installed that very next day. If you want to have installation, meaning a professional installer do it, we can oftentimes have it done within a matter of a few days, and we do free estimates. And we'll come out to your house and measure, and we'll take all of the pressure off and make it easy for you.
Oh, my goodness. I see, that was a piece of cake. Now, another question I had, literally, a guy called me after the show, and he said, what about a recliner? He says, you said something about they got to go in and try them on. What do you mean? Not every recliner is going to fit everybody the same, is it, Jeff?
Yeah, that's true, Zeb. And the reason for that is they carry small chairs, medium, large size, wide, narrow. The advantage to that is where we carry so many chairs is you can find one that's going to fit perfectly. We carry the power recliners, wall savers, every kind that there is. And Zeb, the reason that it's nice to come in is this is a great time of year to buy a chair. We've just received several new shipments. We carry several manufacturers. We can do same-day delivery. And, of course, with Mother's Day around the corner, Father's Day coming up, there's a lot of spring cleaning. It's a great opportunity to refresh the furniture in the house and make somebody happy while you do it.
Have you got anything special that you want to mention for Mother's Day? Because, boy, time is running short. They better make sure they got Mom treated right now.
Yeah, actually, there's a couple of things, Zeb. We have a number of new sofa love sets that just arrived. Many of these are ladies' styles or sitting chairs. We carry a number of reclining sofas. Women like to recline as well. And surprisingly, what a lot of people purchase this time of year is a new mattress. Having a new mattress really can make it not only improves the quality of sleep, but it improves your quality of life. And women oftentimes will be the ones that compromise in order to make their husbands happy and let them have the mattress that they'd like. But men, being the wise guys that they are, recognize that their wives want to be happy, and so they'll come in and oftentimes purchase mattresses to please their sweetheart.
And one thing I want you to stress real quick, Jeff, you have experts in the field of furniture and carpeting and everything else, people that can really help people.
Yeah, we've got Hillary and Emily. They're fantastic designers. They understand colors and styles, and they help out. LeGrand and Morgan, and they're wonderful in the field of floor covering. They can answer any question, any bid work. Of course, we've got Darren, who can answer any furniture question. So you come in, there's not a question that we can't answer.
Well, tell everybody the hours when you're open and where you are at, my dear friend.
We are open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are located at 459 Overland Avenue, which is the first stoplight south of the Burley-Hayburn Bridge, and we'd love to have you come in and take a look at all of our new specials that we have in and take advantage of these great floor covering offers as well.
My dear friend Jeff over at Lee's Furniture, Floors and More, 459 Overland and Burley. Jeff, God bless you, man. Have a good one.
Thank you, Zeb. We appreciate you having us, and you take care.
All right. Thank you very much. Nice man right there at Lee's Furniture, Floors, and More. Jeff Bronson, thank you very much. Oh, my goodness sakes, don't forget, too, that Jim Patrick is running for re-election for State Senate District 25. And he, of course, a 40-year farmer, 20-year bank director, understands the business issues and the agricultural issues of Idaho, especially water. Be sure and remember that when you go to the polls on Tuesday, May 15th, re-elect for State Senator District 25, Jim Patrick, one of the top-notch senators anywhere, anytime, representing the state of Idaho. Paid for by Jim Patrick for Senator District 25. And again, we want to remind you, too, about Carl Hansen. Wants your vote May 15th to be your Minidoka County Commissioner. Carl has the leadership experience as a hospital CEO for 29 years, 18 at Minidoka Hospital. He's an organizer and communicator. Carl Hansen wants to address the challenges in Minidoka County and help solve them. Paid for by the Carl Hansen for Minidoka County Commissioner Committee, Jason Gibbons, Treasurer. Let's send it back over to our main studio. I'll be back in about 3 minutes.
And now, back to Zeb at the Ranch on AM 1230 KBAR. To reach Zeb, call 436-2244 or toll free 1-866-927-4587. And now, here is Zeb Bell.
And thank you very much. And don't forget, coming up on this Saturday at 10 o'clock over in Hagerman at 2883 Ritchie Road, the Bennett Boys Auction Service are going to have the Buyers Estate Auction. That's going to start at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. This is going to be a great sale. Boats and tractors and pickups and vans and cars and farm equipment, shop tools, lawn and garden items, antique collectibles, furniture, household items. Don't miss this sale. 10 o'clock Saturday morning over in Hagerman at 2883 Ritchie Road. Look for the Bennett Boys Auction Service sign starting at 10 a.m. And remember, the Bennett Boys Auction Service, no sale too big or no sale too small. The Bennett Boys, they sell them all. Absolutely. Right now, let's go to the phone line. And, Wheels, let me ask you, first of all, is Kevin on the line?
Yes, sir, he is.
I appreciate that, Wheels. Thank you. We have a young man that is running for and challenging District 27 representative seat, and this is Kevin Williams. Good morning, Kevin. How are you?
Good, Zeb. How you doing?
I am great. First of all, why don't we get a thumbnail sketch on who you are and what you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I'm a local of Cache County. I live out in the Malta Elba area. I have couple different small businesses. Right now I've got a pest control business, and we do pretty well with that. And, we enjoy living here in the area and all the freedoms that it affords us. And I have my wife and my 3 kids, 2 that got married and said they would leave the state as soon as they could, but they both live in Rupert. And then I got my youngest, who's a junior, and he will be a senior, and he goes to Burley High School.
I see.
Town every day.
Okay, well, I guess the obvious question is, why did you want to jump into a big puddle of water and try to become the state representative for District 27?
Well, Zeb, for years I've been, and you've heard when I've called into your show and stuff like that, I've been kind of, in tune with what's going on politically and stuff like that. And it's one of those things where people will, we complain a lot about what's going on, and there comes a time when you either have to put up or shut up, and that's where I'm at right now. I've taken a look at what's going on with some of our local leaders and stuff like that, and I'm not terribly too impressed or happy with what's going on. And the more and more I've looked into it, as I've had to learn and educate myself when it comes to running, I'm even more so upset with the way things are going. And so I think that we need change, and where none of our guys are ever opposed, I don't know that our system is ever really, challenged enough to really keep people on their A game. And if anything, that's what I'm trying to do here. And if we get in, I plan on, getting up there and doing the best I can to represent the area and help make change and preserve some things like the Second Amendment.
Let's define the word change, Kevin. I mean, change could be in your pocket. Change could be something as far as rules and regulations. How do you define change, and what are you not happy with?
Well, so the change we're talking about is we've got a lot of bills that are being passed and passed down that have a lot of government regulation and a lot of tax. And, you know, and they're right out there for us to see. And we need to change that because, you know, this state is still one of the freest states out of all of them. You know, we don't pay a lot of in taxes and stuff like that. But as you see things going on and you hear other candidates talking about what they plan on doing when they get back into office, you know, our taxes are going to go up. More regulations coming down. You look at some of the bills we had last year, I mean, this last session, and they've added more and more regulations as to what you can and can't do. I mean, it's like they've got their finger on top of you. And one of the biggest things I'd like to fight and change is a lot of people think just because we live in Idaho and we have a majority of Republicans sitting up there in Boise that our Second Amendment is protected, and they're dead wrong. Because this last year, a bill 585 came through, which challenged that, and it only got knocked down by 9 points. But if you take a look at how many so-called conservative representatives in our area that voted for it, it's horrendous. The things that these guys are saying that they're going to be in support of our gun rights when they can vote for something like this. And I looked into this bill even farther, and what it was is it was sponsored by a Democrat, Melissa Wintrow, who is originally from Ohio. And if you take a look, this particular similar bill has been going through every state. And so it really makes you wonder if what her intentions are true, or if it's just that, you know what, we want to take out the gun rights, and they're going to do it state by state.
Do you feel that you have the knowledge as a possible newcomer to the legislature that you can really tip things on its ear and make the changes that you deem necessary?
Yeah, I believe I have the same amount of knowledge and go get them as anybody new going into the system. I mean, for me to sit there and say I have all the answers and I'm going to do this and this would be naive and be idiotic on my part. You know, the thing is everyone, especially the incumbents, are always saying, oh, you know, I've been here, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. Well, here's the thing. You know, 12 years ago, Representative Wood was brand new, and he had to learn everything. And so that's just some of the things we have to do. And if we want to see change and we want to have some new things happen, we've got to do that. I mean, you take a look at the way we've been running our campaign and how we've been doing it. We've been really going after some of the newer, more innovative ways in which to get our word out, where a lot of the others are sticking with the true tried old ways. But the thing is they cost a lot of money, and are they as effective as some of the newer things out there? I mean, that's what we need to look at. We need to look at how we can push forward into the future and take what we've got, use the innovation, and really lead. When I say that, I'm not talking bad or talking down about our leaders that have gotten to this point, because you know what? They got us to this point, and they should be commended for it. But it is time to take a look and see. You know, I mean, there's a time when everyone needs to just, you know, kind of move aside and move on and let something new go on.
You have stated in your ads that you're pro-teacher support, and I'm assuming also pro-education, but I'm going to state my case, and then I want you to respond to it. I'm really down on anyone that's running for public office that absolutely continually in their advertisements denigrates the students, denigrates the teachers, and denigrates education in general in Idaho. I think that serves no purpose. What is your stand on education?
I agree with you there, Zeb. I mean, there's no sense going after those people because, you know, they're just doing their job, and they're fighting the hardest they possibly can. I mean, you take a look at what the teachers have to put up with. I mean, and we got some of the most innovative teachers out there because they're doing a lot with a little. You know, a lot of politicians I've heard over the radio and even some of these meet and greets have talked about how they've been shoveling money into the system, and that's great. But the problem is we've got all these special interest groups and union groups and everything that are sitting there with their hands out, and as that money is trickling down to the students, it's getting sucked up by these guys. I mean, you take a look at some of these organizations that say they're here to help education become stronger and better. They're growing their operations by 20-25%, and then they're increasing their pay by 20-25%. We can't have that. That's stuff that's got to go wayside. We've got to start with different thinking. The money that's being appropriated should be put back into the schools 100%. I understand we're going to have some administration costs, but I mean, it's getting ridiculous as to where that money is going.
Well,
our kids are our future, and our teachers are our biggest asset when it happens to that.
Let me ask you.
We don't have a future.
Let me ask you this, Kevin. The lion's share of the state budget does go towards education. And I've always said on my program that I'm not in favor of just throwing money at a situation or a cause in the hopes that it will solve the problem. What are your thoughts?
No, I totally agree with you. We're on the same page there. And I kind of feel that right now, if you take a look at what's going on up there, their whole idea, and everyone, right from the governor races on down, has been saying, oh, we're throwing this much, we put this much money into it, we're putting that much money into it. Okay, well, what are we doing with that money? The problem I have with a lot of these guys is they're okay with the, let's tax this, let's do this. What about taking a look at what we've got going on and what we've already got in place? And why aren't we chipping away at things that are just wasteful? I mean, we have so many wasteful programs out there that are costing us so much money, and they're doing absolutely no good. Just because one person wanted it or what have you. We've got to get in there, roll up our sleeves, and chip away at that stuff. And I feel that by chipping away at this stuff, small chunks, it becomes a big chunk. And next thing you know, we're saving all kinds of money, and we're probably making other programs that we're having a harder time surviving even stronger and work better for us.
Let me ask you this question in regards to health care and especially the Medicaid issue in the state of Idaho, Kevin. There's supposedly numbers that range from like 76 to 80,000 people that are uninsured. Medicaid not working the program for them. What are your thoughts on Medicaid or a solvable solution for those people that might run in concurrence like what other states are doing, New Hampshire, etc.? If you're able-bodied and can go to work, you can help reduce the cost yourself and be more responsible. What are your thoughts?
Exactly. I think that is a true case there. And I think what we need to do is we need to take a look at some of the things when it comes to Medicaid. I mean, Medicaid's a big problem. I mean, and it's going to take some serious work. I'm fairly familiar with the health industry because my wife's really big into it. Part of the problem with Medicaid is if you take a look at other states, we have other Medicaid providers that are working with that work with other state agencies in other states, and it brings down the cost and helps alleviate some of that. We need to look at some of those situations. We need to really take a look. I mean, I commend the legislation this last year for voting in the law that allows people to go across borders to get insurance. It's not going to affect us right now because other states really haven't gotten on board with that, but I think that's something that in the future is really going to knock down our costs and make it easier to get there. We've got to get a handle on it, and I think the biggest thing right there is these insurance companies. And if we don't get a handle on it, and we can't get them in line and get these costs in place, it's going to be out of control. And we need to really work at that.
Kevin, of course, one of the big issues always, it seems like every year, is water for the state of Idaho. And those of which would like to take our water, whether it's in a fish flush or take it away for other means, what are your thoughts and contributions in regards to safeguarding our water supply for the Gem State?
Yeah, water is a really key issue, and I've learned, I thought I knew it quite a bit because we have a big piece of land out here in Elba, and we deal with water rights and stuff like that every year. And it's a really, really big deal. And it's one of those things, after listening to some of these guys talk, it's a complex thing. We need to do everything in our power to protect it. I mean, it's right up there with some of our other rights that we need to have, because one of the things I think we're running into, our agricultural situation is they're going to be under attack in the next little bit. And when you look at things, water is one of the biggest things we're going to have with that, because you have all these other states wanting to take our water. They want it down there. They want all this. And we need to get in there and fight for that. Now, honestly, that's one of the things, like I was saying, where I'm new. I'm not privy to a lot of the things that come in line with that, but I can tell you I'm a quick study, and I will get in there, and I will look for ways to do that, because that right there is one of the most important lifelines for this system, especially our agricultural system.
The state of Idaho is just absolutely blowing up with population and people wanting to move in here, and we're seeing the pushing back of agriculture into a farther and more remote region. We're seeing more people want to move here and develop homes, etc. What about the growth and our economy in the state of Idaho?
Yeah, that's one of those things that we need to really take a look at and see how we can fix that. Now, I understand that we're going to have a lot of growth, and we're going to have to cut into some of these lands and stuff like that. And I do know that with the technology and innovations we have, we can farm just as much or more with lower populations of land. But we have to really respect our lands, and we have to use them wisely. It's one of those things we're going to have to get in there with the other groups and really hash this out and work with people and kind of educate people as to why it's important we have these things, and put out some accountability. Like if we let these things go, we're going to lose it. We need to really work on that. The economic growth, everyone wants it because it brings more to the state and it helps with other programs and stuff like that. But we have to educate people and let them know that we have to keep these agricultural things going, because that is the lifeblood of our state. I mean, that's one of our biggest gross domestic products is that. And we need to get in there and fight for that. There's programs we can get into, but, I mean, it's one of those things where how much time do you have to really get involved in some of the stuff to go, toe-to-toe with that?
I've been sending...
with my small business attitude and how I've had to grow my business and how I've had to learn all these things, I think I could be an asset to that, because I know how to take things and grow them, and I know how to stabilize things and keep balances in place.
Let me ask you this question, and it kind of turns it over to you answering a question without even being asked. What are some of the other issues that you feel strongly about and that you have the personality to help develop in the state of Idaho?
Well, the one thing is my taxes and the government intervention. But one of my biggest ones is the Second Amendment. I feel that we need. That's one of the, like I put on posts on my Facebook. If I get up there to the state and I do but one job that one job is to protect and strengthen the Second Amendment, then I would consider that job well done, because that is the one that scares me the most. I heard on one of and it might have been on your show, someone saying, if you lose the Second Amendment, you lose your First Amendment.
That's right.
You know what? You lose those two amendments, and what are we? We're nothing more than Russia and China.
We have a caller with a quick question. I'm almost out of time. Caller, keep it short and succinct. Go ahead, please.
Okay, Zeb, for your guest, what can they possibly do in the state of Idaho to quit so it wouldn't become a welfare state? I'm really concerned about this.
Kevin, I hope you heard the question. Respond, please.
Yeah. So, what we need to do is, I like what some of these other states are doing, and I like the direction Donald Trump's going, where we need to start making people more accountable. And that's the biggest problem with the U.S., I think, in general, is accountability. We've got so many people who don't want to take accountability for their own lives and their own systems. They want everybody else to provide for them. And it's going to be some hard love. And we're starting to see that with some of these states where, you know what, if you're doing drugs, you're not going to get assistance. If you're not willing to go out and do a little extra work, I mean, how many churches do you see out there that are helping their parishioners, but they also have a work program? Like, okay, we understand you're not working, and we're going to give you some food, and we're going to give you a little money to help you get your utilities paid for. But what we ask is you come and maybe work at the church farm, or come cut the lawn down there. So those are things that the churches have been doing for years. Why is it that the government can't do something like that? Or maybe we just need to really take the government out of those programs and maybe look at privatizing some of this stuff and getting the government out, because the government it's like they want to get these people hooked on this stuff, because you get all these other people who want them to like them and vote them in. It's a hard love accountability that we're going to have to really press, and I think we need to get in there and change some legislation to where it's going to be harder for people to abuse the system. I mean, I understand people need some of these things, and it's a handout to get them going, but the problem is hey, the handout should have ended years ago, and you should have been able to get a job, and we need to enforce some of these rules and regulations that we have in place instead of looking them over and saying, whatever.
I've got 90 seconds left, and Kevin Williams is running for State Representative, District 27A, and as a representative for the state of Idaho. I'm going to give you right now the last minute to tell everybody why they should vote for you.
Zeb, what I'd like is to let everybody know is that I know that we need change in this area. Our representatives have done a really good job, but it's time to start looking to the future. We need to get things moving. I am a strong advocate for change, and I want to keep our conservative way of life. I mean, the Times News didn't even endorse me because I was too conservative for them. I believe that with my background in small business and my attitude and how successful I've been in there and how I can run a budget and how I can keep things going and how I had to do all that, I'm an asset to the state, and I can make things happen. And I'm one of those people that I'm loyal to a fault at times, and that's what I am to the state here and to my local people that are going to vote me in, and everybody in Idaho. I will be a passionate person who's going to fight for everything that is going to be good for Idaho, just like I have on my state on my little postcards. New ideas for a stronger, better Idaho.
I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the program this morning. This man's name, Kevin Williams, running for State Representative, District 27. Kevin, thank you, and good luck on Tuesday, and appreciate your time on the program.
Hey, thanks, Evan. Want everybody to get out and vote. Thanks.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Right now, we're going to head to the weather forecast, and the weather brought to you by Don Scarrow and the crew at Scarrow's Meats, 331 North Road, Jerome. The number to call, 324-7657, or you can go to their website, scarrowsmeats.com. Delicious meats for you and the entire family. Marinated prime ribs and smoked hams and breakfast bacons and bratwurst and sausages. It's all absolutely fantastic at Scarrow's Meats. Number to call, 324-7657. Right now, here's Gina with the weather.
Looks like we do have a storm system moving in, bringing along with it rain showers and thunderstorms. Here is your weather forecast for Zeb at the Ranch, and we are looking at partly cloudy skies for today, but as we move through the day and into the afternoon, thunderstorms are going to be possible. We are expecting a high of 70. We are looking at winds picking up as well this afternoon, gusts as high as 22 miles an hour. For tonight, isolated rain showers and thunderstorms, then scattered rain showers after midnight, mostly cloudy skies with a low of 44. For Friday, looks like a chance of showers, about a 50% chance. Winds are going to be picking up as well with a high near 54. Showers likely for Friday nights with a low of 42. Saturday, 70% chance of rain showers, possible thunderstorms in the afternoon, and a high of 53. That's your weather forecast for Zeb at the Ranch.
She does a great job in her compilation of all the weather facts. Thank you, Gina. Scarrow's Meats bringing you the weather this hour, of course. They're located at 331 North Road, Jerome. Telephone number to give Don and the crew a call, 324-7657. And it is true. They are changing the way we eat, one delicious bite at a time at Scarrow's Meats. Holy cow. We want to also say thank you to everybody that's called in this week. You know, I want to say this up front again. We have had many political ads on our program, and thank you for your patience, but you know, each and every one of those people deserves your thought as you go to the polls next Tuesday, as we have the primaries next Tuesday on the 15th. Caller, real quick, I've only got a minute left. Go ahead.
Okay, Zeb, I want you to give me a call immediately after your forecast or your broadcast, because I have a potential client for you.
I will, but it'll be about 15 minutes. I've got to get on the road. I've got to take a horse to the vet, so give me a few minutes extra. I will call, I promise.
If you promise, that's good enough for me.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. God bless. Thank you very much.
You bet. Bye-bye.
All right. Hey, don't forget our major sponsor and get ready for a road trip. Any kind of a road trip with your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. All 7 locations with the best tires for your cars, pickups, SUVs, horse trailers, boat trailers, whatever. Get ready for leaving town. Have a good time and drive safely. And don't forget, too, they've got a free pre-trip safety check they'll give your vehicle to make sure that you can get out of town and come back home. Check it out today at any of the 7 locations of your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers. Lane and Rupert, Dave on Blue Lakes and Twin, Mike and Buell, Mike and Jerome, the Twist family in Paul, Daniel on Poline in Twin Falls, and my buddy Randy on Overland in Burley. Nobody better. Your Magic Valley Les Schwab Tire Centers, absolutely the best. Wheels, could we please have this good word for Representative Fred Wood?
Re-elect Representative Fred Wood, District 27. Here's Fred's views on water.
Zeb, without water, Idaho as we know it would not exist. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in favor of salmon versus power production. As a senior member of the House Resources Committee, I will do everything within my power to stop downstream interests from taking Idaho's water.
Vote May 15th. Representative Fred Wood, District 27, paid for by the committee to re-elect Fred Wood, Steve Westfall, Treasurer.
Next Monday on the program, we have got a full court press of a lot of good people that are going to be running for election. Leonard Beck, and we've got Brad Little, Fred Wood. We've got a whole bunch of people coming on as the day before primary election day next Tuesday. So thank you one and all for tuning in. Zeb at the Ranch, I appreciate you. God bless all of you. And we'll be back here Monday at 8:06 with more on Zeb at the Ranch on KBAR 1230 AM, and then streaming live on the internet, zebbell.com, all over the world, where we always say the way things were are the way things ought to be. Let's have this word for Tommy Ahlquist, and then Wheels. God bless you, young man. Have a super weekend. We'll see you Monday.